I think there was definitely a difference. But as the years go on, alignment has become less and less of a game mechanic.
Yeah. Do they have weapons that like specific alignments can't touch anymore? Or did they get rid of that?
No, I think that's part of weapon attunement.
Oh, okay.
Not weapon. Not just magic item attunement.
Abria did that for her in Exandria Unlimited. Spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't listened
there
to
is
it yet.
an item that does react to your alignment. So
yeah, that's next up. I finished the the versus episode. Which was the last thing before the Unlimited series or limited, whatever they called it.
Exandria Unlimited.
Right. Did you see they're re-releasing the original book with new material? The one you have, the Critical Role hardcover?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
Ooh. I saw a ping. All right, 1 second. One more second, then we'll start. Well, more than a second.
It's fine, I'm not ready.
Are you ready? I saw you join, but I haven't met you.
Jeremy just teleported through the ether in the back of EJ's screen.
That's super weird.
EJ doesn't have any ears.
What?
To ignore you.
You can put one of those boxes in the fridge. I meant to, I forgot. Take out the whole top box and put it in the fridge. What? What?
How about those sportsing teams?
Motherfucker won $110 from just picking things. It's great.
Oh, Jesus. What candidate?
I don't know how any of that works. Yeah, see? You went and did it. All right. Jamie, do you have the stream ready? Yeah. Oh, I need a fan. I need a fan. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in the same room.
We are ready whenever you are.
It's just really hot in here.
You just give me the word.
Gotta make the air circulate.
Do I have time to get a bad joke out of my system?
Sure, get it out of your system.
When you said weapons that people couldn't touch based on alignment, my immediate thought inevitably was, the MC hammer.
Oh, no.
Well, at least he didn't say the Steeplegate Mall.
Right. I don't think he gets it. Like, that's a local joke.
Yeah, it's a local joke.
All right, I am starting the record button. Whoa, bam. Stream is active?
Stream is active.
Excellent. All right.
People watching the stream.
We start with cutscene. Gasp. We see the throne room in Roldes. It looks like it might be dusk through the window. We see the king. We see Lady Lythe. We see Garen. We see the high priest of the Blessed Daughter. We see Albus, the head of the religious portion of the Risen Templar Order of Knights. We see a handful of other somewhat important NPCs who I can't think of her name off the top of my head. And the king is folding a big book in front of him, sliding it away, and he says, if that's all for this council meeting, then thank you everyone for your time tonight. And at that moment, the high priest speaks up. He says, actually, Your Highness, there is one other thing that I thought you might be interested in. And all eyes kind of cocked toward the priest. He says, I was contacted by William the other night. The king says, oh, yes, how is their mission going? Well, I was not able to ask. He was using a sending spell, so we were limited in our vocabularies. But he was asking questions about the Blessed Daughter and religious motions. No mention of the mission or where they were or any such information. I just thought maybe you'd like to know that they are still alive and still on task, apparently. The king just nods, says, thank you for the information. It's good to know they're let's hope their mission is successful. Dismissed. And turns around and everyone just kind of filters out. And as everyone leaves, Lady Lythe kind of holds a hand out to the priest before he can slip through the door, like she wants to have a word with him. But that's where the cutscene's going to end. As we cut to another dusk of a sort. Actually, no, it's dawn. So we're jumping ahead. Dawn.
Away?
No, it's not happening simultaneously. Where I will go to this music. Ooh, that's pretty ominous. As you have just arrived in the throne room of the Dragonborn Emperor.
Oh, crap.
Did you forget?
Nope, blocked it out.
Great. You see a council table with maps and charts and stuff arrayed out on it. There are 10 seats, and there is only one Dragonborn seated in the seat, as you can see. And I thought I changed that token. Hold on a second. Did I not change that token? Damn it. My bad. Ah, yes. Okay. So we'll get rid of this guy. Boink. And we will put on this guy. All right.
This map is freezing like crazy for me.
What's freezing?
This whole map. It might just be me. Just
it's got a lot of lighting, weird effects on it. Which could be slowing stuff down. Is that not? Oh. There we go. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brass Dragonborn standing at attention in front of pillars around the room. They have spears, and they just kind of don't even look your way. They're just standing fixed, lockstep. At the back end of the table, you see a red Dragonborn. You can barely tell that he's a red Dragonborn because he's so hunched forward, and he's got like big velvet robes and with a big frilly white collar, but the collar's up past his head. His head is so far forward it's almost resting on the table. Behind him is a pale grayish Dragonborn with a staff, and the staff has a creepy moving tentacle for a tip. And in a booming voice, the priest says, "Step forward." And he leans in and he kind of whispers something to the emperor, who kind of moves a little bit in his chair. So he's not like a stuffed Dragonborn or anything, but he's barely moving is what I meant to say. He's barely motioned.
Always going to be one step behind Avora.
Okay. He patiently watch as you slowly approach. You can see the eyes in the guards follow you, but their heads and their bodies, their posture doesn't move.
I can't. It's lagging so bad. I can't.
All right, hold on. Let me see if this helps.
Not frame rate.
Tell me if this helps. Anything?
Did something happen?
Yeah, I turned off Explorer mode, which tends to be
It might be
resource heavy.
worse, actually. Oh God.
Turn off dynamic lighting.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Do we need dynamic lighting in this scene?
No, but I liked it.
Oh my God, it's the lighting for sure.
Yeah, I had like a dozen lights on that side to make that.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you had fun making it and it was beautiful, but it's just a picture. We can't move anything.
Quiet you.
You should only use it when it's absolutely necessary to use it.
Breaking my immersion.
It hurts me.
Kind of annoying that the individual players can't control that on their end, so that
your
hardware can't deal with it.
That's true.
Yeah, that would be nice.
What did they ask us to do? They asked us to approach?
Yep. So you get about there, and this guy, he announces in a loud voice that seems to be magically enhanced in some way. He says, "You stand before Emperor Garatoga Cardonaster de Yast, the first of his name, blessed and holy, beloved by Torgarad."
Well, that's a mouthful.
Who are you?
I am Avora Sakona Tobolderon, and these are my family.
Tobalderon, you say? This is all, again, the priest. The emperor hasn't spoken yet. He says,
I just moved up next to her.
And whereabouts on Balderon were you born?
So it's all worm tongue so far?
Kinda, yeah.
You guys understand a little bit. I started teaching you on the boat.
Yeah, we all learned.
I think they all pretty much know Draconic now, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I was actually not born on Balderon. My parents were. I was born in Roldes. Right? I was born in Roldes, right?
No, that's right. Yeah. He kind of cocks his head towards you, and he leans in and whispers something again to the Emperor. The Emperor's little beady eyes kind of looking between the two of you in the front row. And he says, and why have you chosen to return to the Dragonborn Isle?
I came to see where my people came from. Get to know my history. My people's history.
The high priest leans in again, and they kind of communicate softly. The priest sits forward. He says, and His Imperial Highness wishes to know how long you plan to stay.
Oh, not too long. I thought I'd get a view of the city, check out Balderon, and maybe get to know some possible extended family, and then head home.
So you are not here to stay?
Not permanently, no.
The Emperor kind of coughs for a moment, and his eyes kind of narrow a little bit more than they already were. And he kind of cranes his head up for a moment, and you can see that there's like patches on his scales, like they're fading and getting a little cracked.
Oh, weak spot, shoot him.
Yes, go for the hole in his yeah. And he says, maybe you will stay and they will go.
These are my siblings. They go nowhere without me. I go nowhere without them.
I know I can't move, but like when he says that, I want to get like as close to her as possible without like touching her. So I'm just like right there.
But you claim the name Tobalderon.
Claim the name of Balderon. to respect my parents and what they gave up for me to have a good life.
You would have a good life here. What? Alan Garad, what color is she? And the priest leans in and whispers something to him. He says, yes, I thought so. We have excellent opportunities for you in the market quarter. You could become wealthy.
I don't feel that I can have a good life if everyone around me doesn't have the opportunity to have a good life.
I feel as though you are insinuating something.
Not necessarily insinuating, just...
You're coming on too strong. Pull back, pull back!
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm simply stating that I prefer to know that everybody around me can have the same opportunities I do.
I'm going to move
priest is working his
over
way
here.
around. Okay.
I am moving in front of her.
Okay.
I am watching the priest and the guards.
Jamie have an aura? Oh yeah, you have an aura now.
I do now.
Right.
That is my aura. I tried to use, I picked the least
The least obtrusive color? Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. What's the aura do?
It's plus the saving throws.
Okay. Yeah, he's coming around to the side here and he says, the Royal Emperor is aging and his time is precious. So please, if you have any questions for His Majesty, I do believe you had spoken to one of my associates, and she was kind enough to arrange this meeting. So let's keep it brief, shall we?
You said he's what, the king, the emperor? What is he?
This guy is the emperor, yes.
I know he's the priest. Okay.
This guy is the priest. He's like a pale gray dragonborn.
Yeah. So the emperor and the empire by extension are a part of this new church?
You asking him that?
Yes. I'm very interested in it.
The Torgarad is the true god. Have you come to perhaps seek his worship? For we are the headquarters and the primary temple.
As of right now, I just wish to learn.
But surely you did not seek the Emperor for this information.
It's not the Emperor, because I have questions about the Empire, and this seems like the best place to ask them. Do you find that to be untrue?
He's just kind of watching.
Should I ask somewhere else?
What would you like to know? Besides,
I would like to know...
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm new to this country and new to these traditions. Why is it that different colors have different paths, different opportunities?
A place for everyone, and everyone in their place.
Why should somebody be put in a certain place based on the color that they were born to?
Can you tell the lizard to fly? Do you tell the fish to walk on land? No.
Are we not all
those who are
people?
best suited are placed where they are best suited, you see. It is for the good of the society. Surely you understand that.
But are we
Perhaps
not all
it
the
is
same under the
different where
skin?
you come from. I don't know. I have not cut into everyone yet. And he smiles and there's like a nasty grin.
And why do you get to decide that?
I'm hurt. It is not me. It is the will of God. I am but his mouthpiece.
And how do you communicate?
I thought the Emperor was the mouthpiece for this empire.
I am the mouthpiece for God. The Emperor speaks for the people, and I advise the Emperor on ways of holiness
yet to hear the Emperor speak at all.
He's spoken a couple times.
Yeah, but only to the priest, right?
He was rasping to you, really, really raspy.
Oh, okay.
I want to make an insight check on.
Go for it.
The Emperor.
Okay.
See how he is reacting to this conversation.
Okay. Well, with that roll, that was a wisdom save. Never mind.
No, I was testing. I added the aura.
Testing the aura.
Global modifier.
All right. The Emperor seems relatively disinterested in this part of the conversation. Like he's just taking in.
Can I tell if he's actually hearing the conversation?
I don't know if you could tell if he's hearing it, but right now he seems to be more interested in looking at the tieflings and a half orc.
The non-dragonborn.
Yeah, he's just kind of taking you in. Well, I can't really see you because you're behind Avora, but you know what I mean. He's not really looking in the direction of the conversation so much as he's just looking at the new weird people here.
Well, I appreciate your hospitality. And
of course.
Allowing us this engagement.
Is there anything more you
more
need from time. Anything more from the Emperor?
No, that's all for now. Thank you so much.
Then it's been a pleasure meeting you. And he extends his hand for a handshake, even though Dora's in your way.
I'll shake it.
I bow. No.
Yeah.
You'll have to
make an insight. Make an insight check.
I say one of you are going to have to approach the other unless you have a 10-foot arm.
Yeah. No, he'll come up. All right. You see as he's trying to reach around you and you grab his hand, there's like that smile that is totally not a smile. And it is definitely like a kind of there's like a mucus on the hand that's a little weird. Like he's been soaking in seawater for a while. You know that pruny skin you get after a bath? And your hand's kind of weird and clammy? Yeah, it feels like that. And as you're up close, you see the squid-like tentacles. Both of them are trying to reach towards you as he reaches in to shake your hand. The tentacles on his staff.
Pull her back a little.
The hand that's holding the staff is like a crab claw. And he again gives you that smile and he says, "Dismissed. Have a great day."
Ignore him and turn and give a slight bow to the Emperor and then turn.
All right, the Emperor, for his way, kind of bends forward and bows a little bit. You can almost hear his bones creaking.
I'm going to follow behind you out.
All right. And as you are at the door, it looks like Avora and Dura were probably the last two out the door, right? Just before you leave Avora, the priest says, "It has been a pleasure to meet you, Avora Sakona Toroldes."
Balderon.
And then the door closes behind you. You find yourself in the hallways leading to the palace chamber.
Is there any guards around us directly?
Yes, there are two guards just outside the door. The lore master, Ignoma, is there waiting, as well as the red Dragonborn guard that had escorted you here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And the red one just speaks up loudly. He says, "I have been instructed to see you out."
You may follow us, but we can find our way.
Excellent. And as you're backtracking down the hallways that you got here through, you see coming up the hall, the other direction, a slightly hunched, but also elegantly dressed green Dragonborn approaching you. Well, walking down the hallway in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And she stops. And she says, "The newcomers. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you." And the guard kind of tries to get in the way and he goes, They're not to speak to anyone. They must leave. Emperor's orders.
I don't.
And she says, "Oh, no.
Received that order.
I just wish to greet them. Look at them. Look, even the fleshy ones come in a variety of colors. Look, there's a deep red one." And she leans in toward William. He's very red. Look, just like you. She points at the guard, who just kind of rolls his eyes. He's like, "Can we get this over with? I need to get them out of the palace." She says, "Yes, of course. Look, and a purple one. Oh, purple is such a majestic color, don't you think?" She looks at Ignoma, and he just kind of smiles. He seems to be used to her. And she says, "Oh,
it's a lot prettier than me."
And a green one, just like me." And she reaches out to shake your hand, Dora.
I'll do it.
All right, you take your hand. It's firm. It is not
hand?
slimy. This one is a straight up green reptilian hand. And as she clasps your hand with one hand, she puts the other hand over it for that two-handed handshake.
Sure.
And as she lets go, you realize you have a small slip of paper in your hand.
Sweet.
And then she says, "Very well, Commander, you may see them out." And she trundles back down the hallway. I'm kind of seeing Dragonborn like the Skeksis, kind of all walking with their heads leaning forward and the big robes behind them. A little bit, especially the old ones. And the guard says, "This way. I've got other things to do." And he basically escorts you out the rest of the way back to the port, to your ship. They go down Ignoma and the guard stand at the bottom of the gangplank, and they speak for a minute. And the lore master comes up the gangplank onto the ship with you, and he says, "I believe you will be allowed to explore the city if you wish, as a group. We're going to lift the 3 at a time restriction. Stay together, please, and don't cause any trouble. I'm not sure how long they're going to allow you to stay in port before they decide you've overstayed your welcome, but there is some discussions that maybe you shouldn't be here very long." I don't have any more information than that. I'm sorry. But it has been a pleasure to meet you if we don't bump into each other again.
Which one of us has roguish tendencies?
You as well.
I think nobody.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
And he goes
turn
back down and
him.
kind of waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will remove you from the throne room here. Put you back at the ship.
Alright. I'm gonna go off wherever there isn't people and read the note.
I do have sleight of hand and thieves' tools, if that's what you're wondering.
So you're the closest thing to a thief.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know if what I want him to do, he'll be able to do successfully.
Depends, because the rogue, all it really does is give you thieves' tools, proficiency, and sleight of hand anyway. So having that as a background is almost enough to be a rogue, as long as your dex is still good.
Which it is.
You just don't have the backstab, unless you wanted to backstab somebody.
No.
I also have the stealth.
Right.
2 plus pass without a trace.
So the note, Dura, is simply an address, and then a note saying, "Come after dark, don't be spotted," in all capitals.
You know, the last time I did that didn't go so well.
You keep it to yourself, or do you tell anybody?
No, I would go tell. I'll go give it to you, Ovora.
Okay.
How does an address help us in a completely foreign country we've never seen before?
Well, the streets
we'll
have
be exploring the
signs
cities
and such.
Okay.
So you'll be able to navigate.
I'm going to read it and say, Dura, would you care to join me for this? Maybe we can have the rest of our family as a distraction.
I can do that. I can. What time of night did it say? I'm sorry.
It doesn't say. It's just an address. Come after dark.
Come after dark.
And don't be spotted. It is an address from your limited runs through the city. It looks like it's on the outer perimeter.
So only non-spotted dragonborn allowed.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, something like that.
You got it.
Yeah, it basically looks like you could get there without even having to go through the city proper. If you just went to the outskirts of the city, you could get to the house without, major opposition if you stay outside. But it is only mid-morning at this point.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell?
Well, it's after dark, right? That's daytime.
It's after dark.
Wow.
He's got a point.
So there's nobody on board that's not one of us yet, correct?
What do you mean? Everyone that's on board is the people that came to here on the boat. There's nobody from the Dragonborn Isles. Well, I mean, there's two that are from the Dragonborn Isles, but they are members of the crew. That's different.
Right. Yeah. So, I guess I'll get everybody together and tell them about the notes and that we have an opportunity to explore the city without hand-holding, but that we have to stay together. And that at some point, once it gets dark, we are going to be splitting a bit and people find out if everybody's okay with covering for us.
Covering for you?
Yes.
What is that noise? It's presumed that when you're on shore, you will be watched by any guards around, but they're not going to be necessarily following you per se.
Yeah.
But as you've traveled back from the capital, even when you went to the capital, you see all eyes turned toward you anyway. There's an entire group of
no other humans here.
Born walking around. It's kind of but now it looks like there's word getting out that you're even here because you just see crowds of Dragonborn on the shore, just kind of. They'll stop on their way. You see a couple, looks like they're on their lunch break. They brought their lunch down to the waterline so they can stare at the boat, as they sit on a chair and eat their sandwiches or whatever.
Maybe catch a glimpse of one of these scaleless things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's sailors walking around on deck all the time anyway, so there's always somebody to see. You kind of feel like a zoo while you're on the ship.
Well, I need to take my lizard for a walk.
All right. Is that a euphemism?
Nope.
Can you do me a favor while you're taking your lizard for a walk?
We're all gonna go off board if everybody wants to.
Well, before exploring the city, I want to stretch his legs,
Gotcha.
And
okay.
then we bring him
then
back
we will stay on board and have
Right.
lunch, and then we can head out.
Maybe you want to try some local Dragonborn cuisine at one of our fine establishments. No,
you're not here.
I know. I was going to say that part. Shut up, DM. You're not here.
Okay. Go walk your lizard, whatever that means, and we'll wait here.
Figure out if there is an open window to the Emperor's chambers. I have a couple ideas spinning around in my head.
I assume that's near the center of the city or something.
Yeah.
Not on the, and I don't think I'm going to be allowed. I'm just going to take the lizard for a casual walk all the way through the city.
The palace is a pretty big building in the center of the city.
You have no idea which room this is.
Yeah. It's not quite laid out the same way as Roldes, and obviously it's a different culture. There's no temples except for the one you visited earlier, which felt relatively new, and that was down by the shoreline, which makes sense for an ocean god. There was a barracks next to the palace, and there were training Dragonborn in parade grounds and stuff like that. They were all of two colors. All the leaders and drill sergeants and whatever's, all the mounted ones, and they're mounted on big lizards, I guess would be appropriate.
dragons riding
were all red,
dragons.
And then all the foot soldiers were brass. Not that the brass, copper, bronze, gold really distinctively stand out amongst each other, but maybe they do.
Very helpful.
Well, it's not like the chromatics, which are super, super colorful.
Yeah.
But the palace was big. You were led through multiple halls and multiple side doors and stuff before you went to where the throne room is. But you'd have to know where the Emperor's quarters even were to sneak into one of his windows.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll go. Yeah. You go do your thing.
You go ashore with whatever the lizard's name is. I don't know if he has a lizard.
Lizard.
A name.
His name is Wizard the Lizard.
His name is Oz. He is the Lizard of Oz. And it's a different breed of reptile than what the Dragonborn are used to. So even you're already an oddity, but now you bring this lizard and you get a bunch of children Dragonborn come running up, and they're like,
I'll let you rub his belly.
Hesitant to pet him and stuff, but you get a crowd of people, and I'm imagining this big 4-foot lizard rolling around on its back with its tongue lolling out as the kids scratch its belly scales, like some kind of weird reptilian dog. But since it's like technically a spirit creature, I think you have some limited control over it anyway. Not quite a familiar, but sort of, kind of. Are you just walking him around on the beach, or do you have a goal in mind?
Mostly just on the beach, but maybe I can get a look around.
Yeah, I mean it's a full port, but like you can go down some stairs onto the sandy parts, and it's kind of like the pier in Santa Monica. You got the areas underneath. You can go amongst the pylons, and there are just stretches of beach open here and there and whatnot. And the lizard runs into the ocean and splashes around and comes out and drops a lizard turd somewhere. Does whatever it does when you walk the lizard.
A lizard spirit turd.
And you get a flock of maybe a dozen various colored Dragonborn children just kind of tag along behind you.
They're flocks, like birds?
Yes, that flock. Yep. A group of lizard born is called a flock.
They do move in herds.
Out of blizzard.
What are the rest of you doing? Chilling?
Teaching them some more dragon.
Like a villain?
So, sis, what's that idea? That mischief.
What? You have the cloak of invisibility?
A little bit of mischief, but I don't know how to plan it out right, so this will work.
What are you thinking about doing?
Can you talk to us about it and make decisions together?
The Emperor was more concerned with me and William than any of the conversations.
No. It wasn't just you and William. It was you, William, Dura,
and Dragonborn.
Osborne.
No, I get it.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't specifically.
He's never seen any humanoid that wasn't a Dragonborn.
Right.
No, I get that. That's part of it. But with the school class that I took, I want to see. I mean, first off, I think they're being charmed by something, for one. Second, with some of my abilities that I haven't really tried as of yet, I may be able to either cure them of the charm that they're under, or try and do it so that he'll listen to us and maybe, I don't know, we can get him to do what we want. Like, because my singing is...
I don't think it's singing. I think
it's magical. But, like I said, I don't know how to go about it. Like, I don't know if I can sing under his window or if I can try to get in there and get to him.
60 feet, and they have to see you and hear you for a minute.
You want to
So this is my dilemma. Well,
offer
I don't
entertainment services to the keep.
I don't think that I can do it to the scaly, clawy, ugly wizard.
Well, I think he's the one that's in control. The Emperor doesn't really seem to give a fuck.
It's a wisdom save, EJ. So.
Well, yeah, but Nevaeh wouldn't know that it's a wisdom save.
Right, but you know the types of people that would be more resilient to it.
So what you're saying is smarter people would be more resilient to it.
What's
wiser
a wisdom
people
save?
Right, I know. Up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, which is shit. Okay. Yeah. All right. I see what you're thinking.
I don't think the counter charm would actually work unless someone is trying to charm them at the time.
Yeah, it just grants advantage
exactly.
on saving throws. He's not making regular saving throws. You
right.
wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
Just disrupting mind influencing effects.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have to be going through it currently while I sing. But like, I don't know, enthralling performance or something. I want to try to see if I can break what they're under, because I have a feeling. I don't know what it is, I just have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could try dispelling magic. I was wondering about that myself. Maybe they're...
It's got to do with the new god.
Yeah, maybe it's just kind of a cult of personality or something, but I don't know. Could we really break it?
You would have to be really sure for this to work, because if it didn't work, we broke into the palace. And that would look really bad.
Okay, so do you remember
you're walking on eggshells, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Do you remember when I was younger?
How far away you are from home, too. If something went wrong, you got a long way to go.
Do you remember when I was younger and I tried to do this very same thing without being as skilled as I am now, and I got people angry with me?
Possibly.
I think he does. He never forgets.
Yeah.
Especially when he gets burned by people.
Yeah. William.
Sorry, I should shut up.
I think they were too smart for me at that time, but I am older and have practiced a bit more, but I still don't know if it... I mean, 'cause honestly, it might not work on the Emperor's side piece.
Well, I think he's the problem, because like he said, he's the one who's telling the Emperor the word of the god. So he's the issue. Yes, they listen to the Emperor, but it sounds like he's the one telling the Emperor what to do, and the Emperor's too old to give a fuck.
Or the Emperor could just be charmed or controlled in some way, and then if he can actually break free of it and make his own decisions and tell everybody to F off.
I mean, it's possible.
But like I said, I need to know for sure, and I need to figure out a way to get in there and sing and try to make it work.
Why don't we propose that you want to show the Emperor our culture during the next court, or the next
Ask
day.
him maybe for a performance.
Offer him.
Well, isn't there a festival? Isn't there a festival coming up next week or 2 weeks, something that they wanted us to stay for?
I think it was a religious ceremony.
Yeah. You could offer to sing there.
They probably wouldn't want us to there.
Well, that depends. God. The old priesty lady really seems to think we're interested in joining.
Ask the lore master.
Dalmatgarad?
We need a cheat. DM, we need a cheat sheet.
Yeah. There's so many names. Oh, that's all right. Now they all have full-on names. Thanks, Matt.
That's why we need a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Remind me, did we see or could we see, did the Emperor have any of the barnacles and weird stuff on him?
Since you didn't think to mention it at the time, I'm going to allow you to make an intelligence check.
Okay.
See if you can recall.
You don't have keen mind, do you?
I don't think so. No.
It's a feat.
Oh, all right. With that roll, I will say, given that you could only see him really from the neck up and maybe one hand on the table, you didn't see any sign of anything to that effect.
Okay. Well, I do wonder about something. You know, that priest's hand was kinda slimy, and all these barnacles and creepy dead scales and tentacles and. Yeah.
Oh boy, does that remind you of anything?
Yeah, it reminds me of that thing, with the babies in
Osprey visibly
Timberlake.
shivers when he says babies.
Now, that happened to you guys much more recently than it did out of game.
Hmm.
So I'm going to remind Amanda during that whole thing with the temple and the babies and the aboleth and stuff, you were getting some crazy nightmares.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Did she tell us about those, or?
I don't know. I don't think she ever did. There's a lot of things Amanda
Do
sits on, I've noticed.
do we still have somebody that could purify water? But didn't we kill whatever was?
You killed the aboleth, yeah.
I can purify water tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, my point is, maybe just dispelling magic wouldn't be enough. Maybe there's like that slime on them, or those barnacles and whatnot on people controlling them. I'm not sure if there are any on the king. I couldn't see, but
I don't know. They look like a sign of corruption.
I mean, out of game, barnacles can actually get through like a turtle shell and harm the turtle. So,
Gets through the skull and harms the brain.
but back to game. I believe. I mean, I've only been around Avora, but some of the other Dragonborn that I have met, Dragonborn seem to be a proud race. With heritage and history and scale color, whatever they. I don't think they would choose to let this happen to them because they're not Dragonborn anymore. They're something different.
You mean the priests?
Yeah, anything that's becoming aquatic. They're changing, and I don't. I don't know. I wouldn't. I like my color. I like my horns. You know.
they are very pretty.
Thank you. I decorated them myself.
You got jewelry hanging on them.
Yeah,
I think that's why the priest is who we should go for, because he's the mouth of the god. But I'm assuming he doesn't have Is there a church in the where we just visited?
In the palace?
Yeah, in the palace.
Not that you saw.
Okay, so
You were
did
only
we
escorted down the halls to the throne room and then right back out again.
is when the three of us went around, was there any other churches besides the one we went to?
Not that you saw.
Because I'm just wondering where he
No,
would
I think
preach.
we need to look more into the temple and find out more about this religion.
Yeah,
Which
so I think
we don't really know anything about it. It's just
I do know that if
they refer to it as the true God, and that's all we have to go on it.
And its name, Torgorod.
Right.
I do know that if the priest is too strong mentally, he will know what I'm trying to do.
I think he's the one we gotta go
Well,
for.
maybe hold off on trying to do it until we know more about what's going on.
Oh yeah, I want to have as much knowledge as possible, so that I can be mentally ready as well.
And did they mention some sort of connection with the island, with the cloud and the glowy light and whatever the cold?
I think they only mention of another island that
or
they meant that
that
was the frozen one.
the whole religion seemed to show up after they first explored the island.
The island was referred to as Haran's Folly because it was a colony that was headed up by a dragonborn named Haran, who was like the lead colonist or whatever, and they set up a base there, and they were there for maybe 8 months before they abandoned it. And the high priest that you just spoke to, if he's the one that Dalmatgarad mentioned, then he is Harangarad, which the name has a striking similarity to the name of the guy who discovered the island. And it was when they came back that the religion started sparking. So it's been a few decades now.
So what if this is the same guy, and he's just been corrupted by something that lives inside the frozen island?
I think we have to go figure out that island.
Right.
That's what
I don't think there's anything else we can do until we do that.
I mean, I am wondering, what exactly is this god? Like, not how would they describe it, but what is this being? Maybe it's not a god. Maybe it's other aboleth. Well,
It might be, because, in all honesty, I don't think a god would make you change your appearance just to serve them. I don't think they're that cruel.
I mean, if it's an evil god, what do they care?
I was going to say, some gods definitely are.
Yeah, there's a couple cruel ones.
But it seems odd that a god would only show up here 50 years ago. I would have thought, since it's relatively close, they would have, done something here before if they were a god.
Maybe they weren't a god until they got the followers.
That's not
I find it suspicious
true.
that there have been no deities on this island until...
The Risen Martyr only appeared, Jeremy, help me out here. How many years ago?
Like 50, 60?
Yeah.
Half a century?
So like 50 years ago.
Yeah, when your character died.
There's a lot of non-gods that are god-ish. Demigods, I guess, or ideologies. I like to subscribe to that theory that the more things that worship something, the more it exists. If you could get a cult of 100 people to start worshiping the god
Freddy Krueger,
create a celery god eventually. So,
Pastafarians.
But they'd have to actually believe it. You couldn't just pretend to worship celery and create a god. You have to actually believe it. But that belief is what creates something. And the more people that believe it, the stronger it gets and more powerful it gets.
So maybe it ascended to godhood just that time ago, or after they found it. Still, I wonder what it is.
Is this where I can say not necessarily?
Well, no, because... Yes, don't say that.
You see, it's funny because...
Yes! Sorry. Best jokes are the ones that need explaining.
You mean the ones that don't need explaining, but you explain them anyway?
That too.
You try to mansplain, and I will hit you. I don't care where you are.
Now, technically, Vanrill's on the beach at this moment anyway, but we can say this conversation happened before you went on shore.
Or when he comes back.
Sure.
And probably below decks, because
yeah,
if you want Torga even remotely involved, he doesn't want to go above decks as long as the ship is in town. But he does give you a list of foodstuffs if you could pick them up while you're here that he really misses.
All right. So
unless, of course, he knows how that I could...
Dragonborn pasta.
Unless he knows where the window to the King's Emperor's chamber is.
Do they have wheat?
Torga was not anybody of note when he was here. He was a sailor, a fisherman who happened to have experience with larger vessels, and so when the exodus of Dragonborn stole a ship, he was the one voted captain. He's not like the king's ex naval admiral or something like that. So he's never even been in the palace. You've already been closer to the emperor than he ever has been. You haven't seen any sign of a military naval fleet. There are a few larger vessels that look like they may have formerly been naval, but now they're, large scale people transport or maybe bigger retrofitted fishing vessels. But um, the they don't seem to have a big naval defense plan, which would imply that they don't get attacked from the sea.
I wonder why. Is it they just way out in the middle of nowhere? Or how far did the captain and Torga think this was from Roldeth?
I think it's been about almost 2 months that you were sailing.
We should see if they have any charts or maps, or if they know of any other areas around here.
I feel like they try to keep it to themselves so they don't have people try and leave or fight back against them.
True.
Right. Well, we don't necessarily have to go to, like if we can do this with someone higher up, where we know that maybe they're not intending on sharing the information. That way, we could do an information exchange. If they assume that we're not going to share it with the public, and it's just a swap between cultures or something. Like we help out your naval people by showing them our maps, and
That sounds suspicious. Here,
Unless we want to figure out what to do after we meet
it's
what's her
just
face
cultural
after dark.
exchange.
let's trade our naval maps with your naval maps. I mean,
Here's how you get to roll this.
It's all innocent and all.
Yeah,
Right,
let me
but
see where your trade routes are.
Yeah.
right, but you can't expect them to just hand us stuff.
Right.
I mean, they know less about the outside world than we do, so they're going to want to know some stuff in return.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not clear they want to know about the outside world.
They're in a power situation. There's no reason why they couldn't just commandeer this ship and just take whatever they wanted. We're in their
That's
lands.
true. But if we offer some of it willingly in exchange, they might be more likely to do things diplomatically.
Maybe.
Just keep pretenses up as long as they can.
They don't really seem to be acting on the nature of being honest or fair.
The priest definitely seemed interested in, he was talking about asking if we wanted to set up a church in our land. So, in that respect, maybe he'd be more willing to.
Sure, let's offer to take him back to Roldes, so he can set up a church.
I mean, that's a possibility.
And
see what we have to deal with tonight.
If he is charming the emperor, if he is specifically charming the emperor, then eventually his distance and time away will break the charm, and he won't want that.
I don't think it was the high priest that was talking to us about that. I think that was a lesser guy.
And we're assuming that people are charmed. We have no idea if they're actually charmed.
It's true.
I mean, I'm guessing the emperor probably is, but I don't know about many other people. Obviously, the fishy people are under some sort of influence.
The influence of the Emperor
He could
not
just
wanting
be,
to change the status quo.
He could just
Well,
be
no, I mean,
unaided, manipulated, not necessarily charged.
right.
Yeah. What time is it? How
It's
long
only
have we
like
been
noon
talking?
at this point. It's still mid-morning, late morning.
And how long until it gets late?
If we want to leave
We
the
can
ship,
fast forward if you want.
if we want to leave
whatever.
the ship, we have to do it as a group, right? Or
Yeah.
we're not allowed to leave the ship.
If you go ashore, they have recommended you stay together as a group, but you can all leave at once if you want.
But do all of us have to go?
No.
Just
What's your thinking?
whoever goes has to stick together.
Has to stick together, yeah. They don't want to see like three groups of three wandering about.
There are two options that we're mulling over. Like, one, the Emperor is charmed and we need to find a way to counter charm him. Or two, we go and investigate this other island. Right? Am I reading that right?
Or three, we wait, go to whatever this note has to tell us, and then make an informed decision after that.
Okay.
I mean, they're not like
reason to it.
My suggestion would be to, maybe explore the city a little bit during the daytime. Try and find out more about this religion and its gods, specifically how they came upon it when they started worshiping it, whatever. And then, obviously follow the note tonight and then decide where to go from there.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
All right. Yeah, that sounds fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to see the city.
Oh yeah.
Oh, William.
It's only been Dura and Osbright.
See the sights, smell the smells, taste the tastes.
Let's not taste the taste. I don't even.
I don't know. Dragonborn cuisine, you never know.
It's probably a lot of raw
They
meat
eat each other.
I eat most of my meat
Yeah,
now.
lizard folk, not dragonborn.
That was spicy.
I'm guessing they have a lot of fish because they're an island.
There is definitely a lot of fish. Like for the number of boats in harbor, none of them being.
Don't you at me, lady.
Maybe they have rice patties. It could be like Japanese food.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, it's bamboo grows here. I didn't tell that part. Dragonborn is the far east. Like literally, it's far east.
Wait a minute. I'll keep my mouth shut.
So far.
Were you going to say aren't the
west?
dwarves the agents? And yes,
Yeah. The Korobukuru.
Korobukuru. That was the original idea. Yeah, just never quite happened that way. All right, so do you all go ashore as a group?
I'll go.
Oh, I'm going.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
But I don't leave Avora's side.
I am going to stay on the ship.
Oh, come on! Don't be a wet blanket. Wet blanket.
Oh.
At least,
if I was going to be a wet blanket, I'd join the party.
Good point.
No, you should at least come with us so you get the layout, so that if we do need to do something else, you know where we're going.
I've already
been. Yeah, you've been on a very guided tour.
We need
this
to
is our
make
chance
sure
to
that if we need
explore
to
stuff a little more.
leave in a hurry, the ship is prepared.
Yes, that's fair.
Okay.
Plus, there's a couple other things that I wish to perceive.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, now I'm scared.
Well, we'll miss you. And your expertise and wisdom.
I doubt it. I doubt it, William. I doubt it.
All right, so 6 of you go ashore. And whereabouts do you want to go? I don't have a good city map, so I'm not going to put a nice map on here.
I would probably, just go get probably like a layout of where the address is and see like what roads connect to what roads.
Yeah, but not obviously. More like just a casual like wandering of the roads.
Yeah.
All right.
And just noting down everything.
You're like following main roads and walking along the outer wall, which isn't really a defensive wall. It looks like it used to be, but again, it's not manned, it's not maintained. They don't seem to have any internal strife right now.
If we can get like a casual stroll through each district, just get a vague idea of what kind of places are where and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, well,
I also want to see if I can try to find where some of the lower caste dragons are staying.
That's what I was getting at.
Fine. I stole your thunder.
I'm kind of curious to talk to the sailors, see what they have to say about all the islands and, well, if they know anything about outside here.
Well, you can do that.
The creepy
you and Nevaeh can do that.
Well, they don't want us to split up.
Yeah, what things want us to do and what we do are two completely different things.
It's a suggestion.
That we they don't want to know about it.
Yep. Just if any of you get stopped and they say, "Why aren't you all together?" Just turn around and go, "Oh, I could have sworn they were right behind me. Where'd they go?"
Oh, so you guys are separate
every time.
I mean, didn't they say in no less than groups of 3? So we can take someone else with us.
They want everyone together as a.
Before we could go off just as 3 of us.
Yeah, they just let 3 at a time off before. All right.
In the city, if you want to talk to the sailors, we can do that, but.
Well, I figure they would have.
Right, because that would be the first stop, because we're already at the dock.
Right, yeah. If you guys want to do that step before we head out. Or when we get back.
Well, it depends on if we're coming back before or if we're going to stay out the entire time until night.
We're not talking about that once we're off the boat.
What?
We're not going to talk about that once we're off the boat.
Yeah, so if we... Are we going out for the entirety of the rest of the afternoon until it gets dark, or are we going out and coming back?
That was my plan, was to stay off.
Yeah.
To stay off, yeah. So we want to talk to them first.
Yeah,
because
so
we could get more information.
Sailors and do it now.
All right, so you're in the harbor area. You see there are quite a few sailors. They are by and large mostly silver dragonborn. The only time you see one that's not silver is when he seems to be much older. Like in his 50s, if you can gauge that on Dragonborn. But if you want to stop somebody, you can easily flag down a sailor that's carrying a big burly sack of food stuff onto the deck of a ship. Who's doing the talking?
William is.
I was gonna say this was Williams.
Right. So he says,
"I will if you don't."
He kind of just stops and he looks at you, and he's
I will back in forward.
Stares for a moment at your horns and your purple skin.
Hi.
And very slow, draconic, he says, "Can I help you?"
So this is one of the silver dragonborn, not one of the...
Yeah, one of the younger, well, 20s, younger.
Okay,
you can really tell. Amanda could tell better than anybody else.
Assuming I've learned Draconic by now, I'll say, hello, I was just walking around, wanted to see... Oh, these are some impressive ships. Very different from the ones we have. I guess ours must be pretty different to you as well. Sorry, am I interrupting anything?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, is there anyone not on duty? I'm curious to hear about
it. If he's on the docks, he's probably working.
Oh, okay. Is there like a tavern that people frequent then?
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's right up that way. It's I like the empty flagon myself.
That's Thank you. If I see you there, I'll buy you a drink later if you off duty then.
Yeah, sure.
Are you hitting on him?
Is he? Wow.
Can I go now?
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks.
Is he
Nice to
just
meet you.
like kind of
Well,
impatient, or?
he's got like
Insight
he's got like
roll.
a 30-pound bag of supplies he's trying to load onto the ship, and you're stopping him, and he's just kind of standing there. Hi, how's it going? Insight roll. What do you want an insight roll for?
No, he was asking.
Oh, well, who are you killing, Amanda?
What? No, actually.
Time. She's killing time.
Aha! I punched myself in the face.
All right.
You want to go get a drink? Go.
You said who?
The rest of my group.
Oh, it's noon.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's lunchtime, and you want to go to the bar.
Well, I mean, it might be 5 o'clock in Roll Death. It's always dusk in Roll Death, right?
We're not in
Metagaming.
So I'm thinking we do our exploring and then finish with, trying out some of the food in the market and maybe stop in the tavern.
All right. I want to talk to some old sailors.
As you wander the road,
We'll see some sailors when they are off duty, so maybe we can go to the Empty Flagon at like dinner time.
Well, maybe some are now. Maybe that's a good point.
As you wander along the docks, generally kind of toward the wall, you see a lot of various different restaurants and businesses that would tailor toward the sailor crews. Mostly, I mean, the bars are all currently closed because it's early or it's afternoon, but a lot of the restaurants are up and firing, and you can smell some very interesting food smells that you've never experienced. They seem to be
Right, but do
maybe on the spicy side, but on like the weird foreign spicy side. But you get to like the edge of town, and the buildings start to be further and further apart. You get to the remnants of the old wall, the original battlements, which shows some old signs of damage. Like at one point, there seemed to be some kind of a faction war or something was going on here, but it's long since ended to the point where the city extends another mile or so out past the wall. But that's all newer construction, and the address that you have is on that outskirts area. If you're staying to main roads, you won't actually be able to spot the house, but you can figure out where it is, and you think you might even be able to see it from here because the road kind of goes up a hill or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not completely removed from the city, but it's not smack dab in the middle of everything either. And you go up and around, and you go past the more merchanty districts, and you see a lot of shops, a lot of armories, general stores that look like they sell gear of various types. You hear some blacksmiths clanking away. And then as you get around to the backside, you see more of like the I don't know what I'm looking for here. I don't want to call it slums. I know you're looking for like the lower impoverished side of the city. I wouldn't really call it that lower class, but you do see where the residential areas are, and they're like really standardized uniform houses, like tenement style houses. nothing distinctive, really. But you see, that's where you start seeing a lot of copper, a lot of off-duty guards. You see a few of the bronze and blue and greens around. Actually, most of the merchants were of the blues and greens colors. Again, there's the occasional out of place dragonborn, but always they're one that's in like their 50s or 60s.
So those are the ones that you should talk to.
Whenever you see like a warehouse or any heavy lifting, any wagon drivers, your general unskilled labor is where you spot the copper and bronze dragonborn for the most part.
If I see any by themselves, I want to go up and introduce myself.
Well, they're usually in small groups.
I mean, without any of the higher level ones around. That's
right. Okay. All right. So you find a group of 3 of the coppers loading a wagon full of big sacks of something from a warehouse, and they all stop what they're doing when the group approaches.
I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna tell them to put their stuff down before
They all set their stuff down, and they're just kind of like, are you the Outlanders? And one of the other one goes, of course they are, stupid, look at them.
Nope, we're all Dragonborn here. No. What? Yes, that's us.
Can we help you? Can we do something for you?
You can. Do you have somewhere that we can talk private?
I'm kind of working. Is it important? Is it long? I'm sure the boss won't mind.
Wait. No. Hold on. I don't want it to bring it to attention of your boss.
Oh.
Is there a time later that I can meet you when you're not working?
I have to hit my quota. I don't know when I'll get off work because I don't get off work until I hit my quota.
I understand.
Are you?
I'll be around all evening. Is there somewhere that I can meet you later? I just want to ask you some questions about life here.
And maybe a few of his friends.
How would I?
And your friends too.
He says, "How about? Yeah. How about after dinner, because we don't want to impose. If you could meet us at the bridge on the east side. Have you been to the east side? There's a little bridge. It goes over a stream. Oh. Sometimes we go there and skim rocks across the stream. We could meet there maybe.
Sure. Are there usually any of the gold dragonborn around, or is it more?
It's kind of just where we go and hang.
Okay, so
the olds.
Right. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll come by and meet you later then.
We'll when the I need more random names. When the blink tower bongs 7 times, we'll be there.
Okay.
And then you can hear it. It's bonging 1 time right now.
Okay. I can't hear anything because I hear the Roll20. No, I don't hear Roll20 audio at all.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a good
No. Thank you. You honor us with your visit.
Yes. Totally. Cool. Well, I'm Avora, and we'll chat later. Okay.
Oh, Avora.
All hail Avora.
As you walk away, you hear them going, "Dude, she's so hot. I know, right?"
So weird.
It's because you're gold. Just saying.
Yes.
Dragonborn too, and then just talk to these guys.
Well, there's that.
There is that. All right. keep wandering around the city?
Yeah.
It's not a monstrously large city. Maybe like 5 or 6 miles across. Maybe that's big. I don't know. But you can ring the city and see it. For the most part, it's got the same kind of amenities you'd find in Roldiz or anywhere else. The most significant differences are the lack of an active outer perimeter military, a lack of a navy, and the lack of a whole temple district. It's just that one temple. Otherwise, it has basically everything else you'd find, but it's almost like a color by number book as far as the Dragonborn you see in each segment of the city. You can tell if you've crossed over into the merchant district by what color the people out front are.
I'd like to do the same thing in every district. Try to find somebody that I can talk to.
Until you get a large cluster of young people showing up at the same place at the same time, or are you trying to get different...
No. I'd like to try to talk to them in private now, and if not, it's not possible, then maybe I can arrange something for the next day.
Okay.
What do you think would happen if we got them all together at that bridge?
I don't think that'll go well. Let's not do that.
Right.
I would say you can get a shopkeeper because you can go into their shop, and then you have a one-on-one scenario beside the counter or whatever.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, let's say you walk into a general store, a little bell jingle jangles when you open the doorbell.
Do they have any generals on sale?
Yes, all of them. They're all red. They have little green helmets.
The best low rates you can get online.
Yep, that's the one. I was heading there.
I love you so much.
What? It's a little.
She hates us. It's fine.
It's kind of a short blue dragonborn with one milky white eye. He's maybe you can't really tell. Yeah, he's not too young. But he's behind the counter and he looks up and he sees a lot of you come in, and he says, "Oh, what can I get for you?"
Are you from a different island?
I am from Crep Island.
I know where that is.
I am from Eridar.
Huh. Your accent is quite different from
yes, of course, because I am a terrible GM who can't remember the accent he did just 5 minutes ago.
You don't sound anything like Heskar.
I'm so sorry. I quit. I'm done.
Goodbye, everyone.
You can't quit. You own this shop.
Oh, yes, you're right. Here are the keys. Goodbye.
Good news, everyone.
Good
now
news,
we live
here.
This is our life now.
Well, they can't kick us off the island if we live here, right? That's like we have dual citizenship now, right?
Yeah.
Is that
That's how it works? That's how it works.
We go to Matt's little document here, and we will say that this guy is named... Yeah, nope.
What's your name, Jeremy?
I'm writing it. I'm making it up as we go. I'm using random...
Moon.
Yes.
Stupid word.
His name is Moon.
I'm just going to go with Ulea. I am Ulea. What's the... Well, it's Daeradar, for one. I forgot what my surname is, but it's... Saw something.
You're on a roll here.
I know. I have a whole bunch of names already made, but they're for specific Dragonborn that you haven't talked to yet. So,
hey, you remember that sleep thing you didn't do?
Shut up! That has nothing to do with it. I come up with stuff better when I'm walking around. That's the problem.
It has everything to do with killing Matt for making up the way to pick Dragonborn names.
Yeah, it's definitely that.
I don't know. I like having 74 names.
With his abbreviate... Yeah, I know. It's funny, but like each letter means something.
Mm-hmm.
Not letter, but the suffix.
segment.
Mind your fucking business.
All right, so we need a new suffix for an adopted country.
We'll just call him Ulea de Eridar. You don't need his surname.
There, I've altered my name.
Have you? Yes. Oh, yeah, I see.
Jesus.
I didn't have enough, so.
Right. What can I help you with?
I was just wondering if you had a moment to talk to me about this great empire that you reside in.
Are you considering moving back here? I hear you're from away.
I am from away, yes. I'm from across the sea in Roldes. But my parents were born on Balderon.
Yes. That is that would make sense, seeing as you are Dragonborn. You had been born here at some point, yes. Or parents from here, yes. So you Balderon, you say? Yes. I have been there. It's a nice place.
How is it?
It's good. It's beautiful this time of year with the volcanoes belching fire into the sky.
I like it when they belch fire.
Yes.
How
you can see it from Eridar on a cold winter's night.
Oh, I'm afraid we may not experience that.
Oh, alas. You're missing out.
Alas, indeed. How long were you born on this island?
How long was I born on this island? Just once.
Yes. Yeah, good call. Are you originally from this island? Are you from the city?
No, I am from Eridar.
Oh, that's right. You said that already.
Yes. I understand how my culture is confusing to you if you were born on somewhere that's not the Dragonborn Isle.
Yes, from elsewhere. Yes.
I'm killing Hunter.
Fine. Everything is fine. Great.
This is fine. It's all fine.
There's totally not losing it next to a Flora.
How do you find the culture here?
What do you mean? What would I compare it to?
That's a very good point. Well, I noticed that there's a lot of separation here.
Yes, but we are. I'm sure you have heard that everyone is placed for the good of all. You see.
But what if people aspire to more?
Well, when I was younger, I thought I might be a palace guard, but obviously, and kind of gestures at his arms and their blue scales, that would not be becoming of one such as me. I am obviously well suited to running a shop like this one.
And how's your shop doing?
Doing all right. I get regular customers. Are
you rolling in money?
I wouldn't say I'm rolling in money, but I pay my rent and I can go to a show or whatever if I want to.
That's wonderful. Are there any shops around here that are not doing well?
Not particularly that I can think of. If a shop does well, it closes down.
If it does well, it closes down?
I mean, if a shop doesn't do well, it closes down, and the shops that are doing well stay open.
I understand. So of the shops that are not doing well that close down, are they not also run by Blue Dragons? Blue Dragonborn?
Sometimes green.
Right. But the Dragonborn that are supposed to be well suited to running a shop, why would their shops close if they're not doing well? Why would they not be doing well?
I don't know. I have not found myself in that situation. Thank, what was his name? The Torgarod.
Yes, thank Torgarod.
Thank Torgarod. Yes. You see, his eyes kind of dart at the windows as he says that.
Are you a devout follower of Torgarod?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Make an insight check.
We've never encountered this god before in this religion. We're very curious about it.
Yeah,
I know everything about him.
there is no yeah to his yeah. It's more like I hope someone's not listening. Yes, of course I'm religious.
Dura,
Right.
could you go outside and make sure that nobody is snooping around?
I'd love to.
I know that's
I'll
your
go
favorite.
outside.
We're the only ones
All right.
in the shop, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Perception.
Vanril, do you want to?
Perception for all of us?
Vanril, do you want to help her?
If you're out front watching, make a perception.
Right, Vanril, do you want to help her? Make sure that
Yes.
there's nobody
Yes.
snooping? I forgot we were all here.
Okay.
All right, make your perception checks and then I'll ask.
Ugh.
General is distracted by his lizard, which is attracting another small crowd of children.
Being on the wall.
Hopefully, I'm distracting whoever might be watching us.
True. Dura, you spot a pair of bronze dragonborn guards just down the street from the way you came from.
Okay.
When you glance in their direction, they turn and start talking to each other as if they were just there. But when you turn away and then just kind of clandestinely glance in their direction, you can see that both of their heads turn toward where you're at.
Like hit
So
Van
you
Roll
assume
on the
that's
arm,
your tail. Yeah. Okay.
and then like point him out.
All right. I wouldn't make you roll a second time. There, she points him out. You see him.
Okay.
You want to cause a commotion?
Yeah, I'll my pet lizard and I will kind of like chase some children through the street and kind of play with them a little bit.
Okay. At first they run like screaming, but then when one of them gets overtaken and knocked to the ground and starts getting slurped on, the adults that were running in alarm towards you stop and start laughing, and a bit of a crowd starts gathering around you.
Okay.
One of the kids has like a inflatable ball, and he starts playing catch with the lizard.
Okay, so once we start hearing the commotion outside, I'm going to turn to him and say, well, while my siblings have taken care of any nosy ears, I have concerns about the religious nature of this entire empire, to be honest.
What kind of concerns do you have?
It's fucking terrifying.
What?
What's happening?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, you're blue, that doesn't make you a storekeeper. That's ridiculous.
Well, of course it does. Look how successful my store has been.
But look at how not successful other stores have been.
I'm afraid I'm not understanding what you're trying to say.
I understand. Let me break it down for you differently.
Okay.
In other nations, people are allowed to choose what their future is, not be told what their future is, no matter what color their skin is or their scales are, or where they're born.
My grandfather told me that was once like that here, but
yes,
we all agree that it is better this way.
Do you all agree, or did somebody tell you that you agree?
Well, I guess it's more the second one. But for me, it's been working out quite well.
I understand, but for you it is. But what about for other people?
He kind of walks over to the window for a minute, and he looks, and he sees the commotion, and he turns back over to you, and he says, "There was a shop next to me before this guy opened his place, blah, 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 names.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fellow who, he was gold, and he had a shop, and it was doing okay, but he disappeared one night, and I heard that he was asked to relocate. I didn't ask why, because it doesn't really knowing the answer to that question wouldn't exactly get me points in society. So it's working for me, so I don't really want to shake the tree, as it were.
I understand. But there are other people. What works for one may not work for all.
Well, yes, but what do you expect me to do?
Oh, nothing. I just want to know how the people here feel about it. How
It's
deep rooted it is for something that's only been around for a few generations.
not
And
really talked about.
I understand. I understand completely. Uh, but I think it maybe is something that should be talked about because I think something deeper and more malevolent may be happening here.
Well, I'm told that that the way it used to be was less efficient, and we used to fight amongst ourselves, and we were a warring peoples, and now we're very unified, and everything works well, and
You're
everyone is
also very
happy.
segregated.
Look how
And
happy I am.
yes, but look how unhappy that gold dragon is, or the people whose shop closes, or the people who can't marry the people they want to marry.
I understand, but you are from far, far away, and you cannot possibly understand.
My parents left here because of it. I can understand.
Well, you have
I I don't expect anything from you. I'm just trying to understand the feel of the people here. That's all.
Yes. Well, I can't speak for anyone else, but this conversation is making me a tad uncomfortable.
I understand completely. I'm sorry to have taken up your time.
No, it's quite all right. Would you like to buy some rope while you're here?
What else you got?
I have dry rations, and I have a shovel, and I have
how many dry
else in
rations
the
you got?
TSNG book under equipment.
How many days worth of rations does he have?
I can get you 100 days of rations.
I will take them all.
Right. How much was that? 2 silver apiece. So 200 silver, so 20 gold, please.
Done. That's
I throw the inflatable ball, the lizard chases after it, catching it in his mouth and pops it, shaking it side to side like an animal.
Oh, the kid drops on his knees in tears.
Oh my god. I'll go into the shop and see if I can buy a new one.
I will take your finest ball and also two more
That would
ropes.
be a silver piece, please.
Cool, and two lengths of rope.
2 lengths of rope. I don't remember how much that is off the top of my head, so we'll say a gold for 200. Well, for 100 feet of rope. That's
Perfect.
way cheap. I made it myself.
Well, it looks very sturdy, and then I'm gonna
quiet you.
Dragonborn silk.
Gross.
Out of my own hair.
I'm also going to I'm going to put down a platinum for him as well and say, thank you so much for your time. I very much appreciate it.
Oh, you don't have to do this. You understand?
I understand. But I hope you have a wonderful day.
And I appreciate it. And he looks at the coin. He's like, is this your king? And it's just like whoever the coin image is. And it's probably not the king because he's only been the king for like 2 years now.
An old king, I believe.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Is he not the one out there with the lizard? They look all the same to me.
They do all look the same, but no, these are my siblings.
Say yes. Say he's the king.
Yes, he is the king. You got it now.
Wow.
Yep. I only travel with royalty.
We'll tell those children they played ball with a foreign king.
Wonderful. Well, it's been lovely to meet you.
All right. So you come out with 100 feet of rope over your shoulder and a big sack of dry rations and
in my bag
ball that you toss to the child who screams, "Yay! Look, it's new!" He says to his friends, "I got a newer ball than you." And
I go back in the store and buy all the balls he has.
You bought the only ball you had.
Damn it! All right, fine.
I heard you toss the child and he screams.
English is fun. I did say toss the child, but I believe I said you toss the child the ball. And he's...
The ball cut out.
Oh, perfect. Even better. All right. You kill an afternoon there.
All I can picture is our children laughing and giggling, saying, "Again!
Again!" Yeah, throwing the child? Yeah. So now what? We can skip to nightfall if you like.
I was going to say, is it dark
anyone
yet?
else have anywhere they'd like to go?
Yeah, is Osprey doing anything? Because I know he wanted to
Food
stay on the
market.
ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jamie, did you have anything you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Do they have like
I
All right.
Well, Chris was saying something.
I was gonna say, do they have like a Bowyer Fletcher or something, or
Yeah. Usually for like hunting and stuff, because there is
right?
animals and wildlife and things like that.
But we can come back to that if we want to see what Jamie's been up to.
Yeah,
So
let's give Jamie a moment.
I want to make sure the ship is fully stocked, or as stocked as it can be. Are the sailors
you've got
fishing in the harbor?
they will just to be entertained.
Okay.
You mean the sailors on your ship?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't sail out into the deeper waters, but they're just trying to catch whatever's close to shore.
Right.
They don't catch anything of note.
I want to make a note of all the comings and goings of other vessels.
Okay.
Like
as
specifically anything that might look military.
Okay,
or
as you get
armed.
closer to noon, most of the fishing vessels come in, and by that point, almost every dock along the shoreline has a ship in it. The fishing's better in the morning, anyway, and there's a lot of unloading of the ships.
Of fish?
Yeah, unloading of big nets full of fish and crustaceans and lobsters and cages and various types of ships seem to have various types of catches, and then they start loading in the supplies for whatever their next trip out is. At one point, you do spot a ship that doesn't come into port all the way, but it seems to be the first ship you've seen that is armed.
Okay. What is it armed
and it
with?
stays like ballista.
Bear
mangonels.
arms.
No cannons or anything like that. Nothing super technologically advanced, but like giant bear arms. Big lobster claws just come out of the water. Nope, I'm lying. But it seems to be reinforced hull, armored looking, and it's just kind of parking itself sideways in the harbor.
Ready to shoot us out of the water?
You borrow the captain's spyglass and take a look, and all you see is Dragonborn. You do spot one of the priests on the aft, the aft castle, whatever they call it, stern castle, up by the captain.
That is my day.
Okay, it definitely looks like it's out pretty far, but it's positioned so that if your ship was to try to leave, he's in a convenient spot to intercept.
Okay.
Well, that's nice. I thought they didn't want us to stay long.
But the king has to leave. He has duty.
Right? I gotta go back and, got a kingdom and stuff.
and stuff.
And stuff.
All that stuff you have to do with a king.
Yep. With the
right.
Being a king and whatnot.
So it being moderately summertime, sundown doesn't happen until like 8:30-ish. So what did I say when the kids went to meet you? 7?
7.
Right. So we'll say
so
that
we would go there first.
So you head over to where they roughly described this bridge, and it's a little stone bridge over you could barely call it a stream. But it's a nice little high arch. And you see the 3 kids just kind of leaning back, and you see occasional puffs of smoke coming out of their beaks. Kids are having a cigarette after work.
As you do.
Vaping.
Yes, they're vaping. And you approach them, and they quickly put out whatever it is they're smoking. And they kind of stand up straight and Yeah, you came. I told you she'd come. Somebody
I mean,
flicks somebody else a
obviously.
coin. Ding.
You don't have to like put away your drugs for us. We don't care.
Drugs? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure.
I think she might want some.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
what did you want to do?
I just want to know
I,
how.
I really thought it was just going to be you. He says, looking at your friends over your shoulder.
We don't. Nope. It's not that. What?
Oh.
We're never too far away from one another.
I just have questions. Just questions, like I said earlier.
Oh.
Nope. William.
That's cool. That's cool. Questions are cool.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious about how life is in the Empire and how it's been for your family.
I work, and I get paid, and I bring the money home, and my mom works, and my dad works, and then we pay the bills, and it's hard work. I work like 50 hours a week probably, but it's okay. Are you thinking about moving here?
And my parents were from here or from around here, and I'm just curious as to what life is like here.
Because I could probably get you a job at my warehouse.
What color was his scales?
I think Amanda's
copper.
Are you copper? Copper.
I'm gold.
His are bronze. Oh, you're gold.
His are bronze. I'm gold.
Oh yeah. So no, he wouldn't say that. He'd be like, you could probably be my boss.
Don't you someday want to be the boss?
Oh, I can't be the boss. That's mean. Why would you say that? Can't be the boss. Because I'm only a copper.
But if you work hard and you learn the job, why couldn't you be the boss someday?
Duh.
You know, in other countries, it doesn't work that way. If you work hard and learn the ropes and work there a long time, you can become the boss someday, or even buy a company and become the boss.
Make a persuasion check.
Okie doke. I'm sure I'm good at that. Let's see. Oh, not terrible. Okay. Okay, not terrible at all.
Oh, not terrible at all. He's like, you sure you're not pulling my tail?
Not at all. You should be free to choose the life you want, not be told what jobs you're allowed to have. Especially not based on the color of your scales.
Well, one of the guys he's with leans forward and goes, I saw a guy once get taken away for talk like that. You might want to watch out. He's kind of whispering to his friend. No, he's whispering to the friend who's talking to you mostly.
So the guy that you saw taken away for talking like that, does that happen often?
I only saw it the one time.
Have you heard of it happening other times?
No one really talks about it. It's just how things are.
That doesn't seem odd to you?
No. Until you said something, it didn't really... I never even thought about being the boss. You really think I could be the boss?
I think that you're capable of anything if you put your mind to it.
Right.
Any of you could.
If he was a boss,
Van Ro can be a king.
Who's Van Ro?
This guy over here.
Oh, you're a king?
Yeah.
Is that like an emperor?
Sure.
Yeah, he is like an emperor, yeah.
Emperor adjacent.
Cool.
So I'm not trying to tell you to start things or get yourself in trouble. I'm just saying keep an open mind if things change.
What you're saying is, if I get really good, I should tell my boss where to stick it and take his job?
Ooh.
No.
Yes, but also no.
You're giving me mixed messages here, lady.
I know.
Go on.
Is that what you're doing in the background?
Yes. Absolutely.
Hey, so can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are they as soft to the touch as they look? And he's pointing at the people over your shoulder.
They are, yeah. They're
Like,
very spooky.
if you push too much pressure on it, do you break the skin?
You do, actually. It's crazy.
Oh, they seem so delicate.
They are.
I want to
But
walk up
they're
to her.
stronger than they look, so not this one. Don't poke this one.
Want to test it?
Don't
Do it.
poke this one.
Don't
Be
poke
Don't
this
poke
one.
that. He is.
I'll walk up and stand next to her on the other side.
Oh dear.
Can I? He's just kind of like holding a finger up. I promise I'll be gentle.
Nevaeh, can you put your hand out? Is that okay? Are you comfortable with that?
Absolutely.
Folds her arms like, I don't want to get the boy.
He just like touches your hand and then
All right,
pushes.
sir,
and
put your hand out.
Your hand is probably like all calloused and hard, and he kind of pokes the palm of your hand, expecting again to break the skin, and it's just like your hand just doesn't budge.
You have to put a
Like
little
a
more
leather
pressure on that.
glove.
He's like, they're not. That's a lot harder than I thought. That's pretty.
Well, to be fair, her fists are technically weapons, so
What?
I would be careful with her. Actually, she hurts when she touches you.
He
even
makes
with
a
the scales.
fist, and then he kind of holds it up to your hand. He's like, I don't know, my hand's bigger.
So go ahead, do a
I dare you to go
semi-good
punch for punch
fist
right
bump.
now.
I'll do it.
I'll give you a gold coin if you let her punch you one time.
Oh, do it, man, do it! And they start elbowing him. Man. He's like, oh, I don't want to hurt her.
Don't kill him.
Do it. Do it.
Is there somebody here that's
Sure, go
is
for
there
a
somebody
knockout.
here that's stronger than you are then?
He stands squarely in front of Dura, and he turns
Okay, I
to
got
Avora, and he goes, look, I really don't want to hurt your friend. And then he tries to, like, sucker punch you because he looks like he's not looking.
I'm going to take my lyre out and start singing a fight song.
And he hits armor class 10, which is a gigantic miss as you barely even just lean back.
All right, hit him.
You got to return fire.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I was trying to see if I had anything that I could like.
It's kind of more like the fist comes towards your head. You kind of slap it out of your way, and in the same motion, you just whip around and just right in the stomach with your foot. He goes flying back 5 feet and is out cold. And his friends are laughing at him.
I'm gonna flip a gold coin onto him on the ground.
Oh, he's not dead. Oh, thank God.
No, we wouldn't kill her.
That was awesome.
Does anybody else want her to do it?
I'll look at it and be like, want to see me do it again?
The other two back up with their hands up. No, ma'am.
Maybe not so hard this time.
Well, then where's the fun in that?
Teach these kids how to throw a punch.
Listen, it's the greatest joy she has in life is punching
You
teenagers.
got lucky because the natural armor class of a Dragonborn is 13.
Nice.
So any lower you would have missed, or you would have hit his scales but not done damage, and then he would have thought you were a pushover. So that was perfect.
Could have done a flurry of blows
10
and
is
just.
more than enough damage. Yeah, right. Don't you have to
So-
hit flurry or no? Oh, you just
No,
it's
you
just
can do it
whatever.
as a bonus action.
I want to walk around a little bit, and I want to just kind of look at the three that are not unconscious.
Well, there's two more. There's the one unconscious one and the two standing there.
Okay.
And they back away
I,
from you too. They're just assuming now.
I am not
It's
as
okay.
strong as she is.
Sing
My
him a
gift
song,
is
Nevaeh.
my gift is what I was just doing.
Sing him another song.
Sing them another song.
What do you have for
Hey,
instrument?
a liar,
Liar.
but I tell the truth all the time.
What do they have for instruments?
They were working with their hands.
No. Like as a culture.
Oh, the type of musical instruments? Probably some unique woodwinds and maybe a strange, gigantic violin that's played with a tail. I don't know.
Okay, so would
It's like a
we
cello,
call
but you put the
I would buy one.
would you call what we're doing a short rest? Maybe.
You don't need a short rest. Why? What do you have an ability?
Well, no, I mean, I was thinking either the Song of Rest, exactly.
Well,
oh man, I wanted to do something aggressive.
You'd have to hang out here for an hour.
Yeah, no.
And he would have to spend a hit die, or someone would have to use
hit
point healing on him. Aggressive?
That's what I'm telling her. What do you got that's fun? Something that's obvious.
I don't know if she does. She's not the
enthralling kind of performance.
Oh yeah, that just gives everybody, turns them into your slaves for a day or something, doesn't it?
Okay, let's not do that.
Sort of. I could sing a song and I could do the friends cantrip on the,
Well, they're already friendly.
That's true.
You have like prestidigitation or something.
You just throw perform skill
into the air.
I could do the perform skill.
Play a little ditty. Yeah, you don't even have
prestidigitation. Play them a song.
Oh, sorry, I flipped your page on you.
So, it's been wonderful meeting you all. I just wanted to get a feel for how this island works, how your society works.
It works pretty well. I work hard. So does he.
I'm glad that you work hard.
Not so much. Points at his friend on the ground.
I'm trying to understand how it works for people who. Yeah, I'm trying to understand how it works for people who maybe don't have it as well as you do. That's all.
What are those people around?
Huh?
There's not a lot of the people around that don't talk about it the way it is.
I understand. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Maybe we'll see you around.
I'm gonna drop like 20 gold.
Wow.
For everybody.
All right. They are.
I'm not drop it on the ground like I'm gonna.
Right. No, but they start mumbling about. Oh, you should talk to your guy and get us hooked up, man. You know how much this is gonna buy us? Oh my god!
I knew it.
And so I guess as we're leaving, I will look at them and I will say, so just think about in other countries where a female can learn to use her fist just like that.
And you work for the castle. She works for the guard. As do I.
And you could get the same amount of money that Dora has right now, even if your scales are bronze.
I'm a Vora, I'm brown.
Sorry.
I want money.
That's what I said. Mm-hmm. You know.
But anybody can have these jobs where we're from.
Maybe where you're from, but not here. That's not how this works.
Do you not know of how it used to be here?
I've heard stories, but
the stories aren't far. They're not as old as you think they are.
We're taught that it didn't work. It didn't work well back then, and they fixed it.
I give him a little smile and say, "Who says you have to stay here?"
That's what they teach us.
Well, just remember that there are always other options.
Maybe if I ever make it to your side of the world, but not here, not right now. Thanks, though. Nice meeting you. We got to spend this 20 gold.
All right. Have a good time, guys.
I
recommend the empty flagon.
Nah. Place is overrated.
I'll look at the one on the ground. Sailors. Okay. He'll be fine in a couple hours.
Yeah, they just leave him there and they take off.
What? Oh
yeah.
Jeez.
He knows the way. They say over their shoulder.
Brutal.
Amazing. The best kind of friends.
Oh yeah.
Ones that leave you passed out.
You suck, bud. We're gonna go get weed without you.
That also kind of implies that there doesn't seem to be any fear of crime or any muggings or anything on the streets either. They would just leave their friend on the road.
That's fair.
So that's almost a clue in itself. And then I would assume you double back around and you want to head toward that house.
Yeah.
I would like everybody. Well, I'll use your passives for now. I will assume that Vanril and Dora mentioned to you the tale that you had when you left the shop. So being aware of them, Vanril and... Actually, Vanril, you're the only one that can keep a constant eye on them, given your passive perception.
I can guess pass without a trace on us, too. If we end up wanting to stealth away from them.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's worth it. I wouldn't want to get anyone in trouble here.
How many people does that hit?
Let me
The note did say not to be spotted, so pass without trace is probably a really good idea.
Right here. 2
Only
key points.
single-colored dragon people.
4. Pass without a trace. Let me see. It just automatically gets it. So, anyone within 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
For the duration, each creature within 30 feet, including me, has a +10 to Dex checks.
Look at that. You're auto-concentrating.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody can make a stealth check. I'm assuming that's what you're doing. You're trying to lose the tail, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need everybody to make a stealth check.
Oh,
22.
Add 10.
That.
34. I'm
Oh,
a stealthy dragon. I'm rolling really well tonight. I don't know what's
17 and 19 are the low ones. Wow, Vanril.
Yeah.
He's so,
I have a +7.
You're so worried about making sure that Osric stays hidden that you don't realize that you're not hidden. But the group as a whole broke my DC. So you managed to temporarily lose the tail, and you kind of double back, and then you scurry into an alley, and you double back again. And at one moment, Vanril, you see the 2 guards running down the alley you just went to, like, shit, we lost them, and they're like looking around, and they stop and they're looking, but you've already doubled back in the other direction, and that's when you are pretty certain you've lost the tail. And
I never had a tail.
You're right. And you double back to the cottage. The address.
Oh, there's a map. We're in danger.
And I just made it this morning.
Yeah.
So
all shadows.
Many errors on sleepiness. Well, it's after dark. So I set it at kind of darkish. Oh yeah, Osbright's not here. But Jamie, you can move your guy around because you're the one streaming.
Oh crap! Add me back on there.
You won't be able to.
I'm gonna go get food.
Nobody watching can see anything unless Osbright is on the map.
He's multiplying.
Too many Jamies. We're in danger.
Osbrights.
Many Osbrights.
As it should be.
Actually, you know what I can do to make it even easier is just give you vision.
Types like, I wish I just had a party of just Osbrights because they're the
a-
only ones who are going to get it done.
Yeah, I want a PC class that can clone itself.
There, technically now you have Avora's view, so you don't even have to move your token anymore. You should still be able to see.
Hello.
See, can you still see?
Yep, I can. No.
No.
Does Avora not have night vision? Oh, that's better.
Doesn't need night vision.
I mean, there's light.
Yeah, there's light. It's just there's light coming out of the house. You should be able to see, and there's
it is fixed.
And there's dim light because I set the global lighting to be kind of dark. Anyway, if it starts slowing your computer down, I'll turn it off. But I really like it. All right, and you approach the house from the road, and it is somewhat dark out. And you knock on the door.
Knock, knock, knock.
And there's a moment.
Sure, where are you at?
Where's who?
Oh, shit. Hold on. I'm on the wrong tool.
And the door opens.
There we go. Take a step back.
Oh.
And inside the door, you see the aging green dragonborn. She doesn't have her fancy robes on. And she says, you came. Very good. Come in, come in. Please.
I hope you don't mind. We brought everyone.
Let my home be your home. For now. Pass through this wall that I forgot to put a door here. The silly DM forgot that there should be a door from the foyer to the living room.
A secret door. Good way of keeping.
Yes, it is a secret door, of course. Were you followed?
We lost them.
We lost them.
Very good. Very good.
This is a nice house. Big rug.
I sit in the chair.
I thought maybe I would invite you to my home where I could answer any questions that you may have. I know the Emperor is not very talkative these days, and I'm sure you have many, many questions.
He mostly spoke through his priest.
Yes, he does that of late.
I'm gonna kind of like move around from window to window, kind of keeping watch.
Okay.
My name is trying not to be seen through the window, kind of like peeking out from the sides.
Okay, just kind of, yep.
Has he...
My name is Orinth Cabrondo Supictura.
Lovely to meet you, Orin. Has the Emperor always done that? Has he always been so reliant with his priests?
No, that was in the last 40-odd years. He's been rapidly deteriorating. It is unnatural, if you ask me.
It appears unnatural to me as well. What changed, do you think?
And lobster claws and all that stuff too?
Oops, that's not the one. What did you say, Chris?
Does the Emperor... Oh god, what is that?
No, that was just the priest, Chris.
That's just a dog, but anyway.
What is a dog?
On EJ.
Oh, on EJ, yeah, that thing. Shithead.
That's not a dog.
That's a shithead.
It's a large rat.
Yeah, it's half rat, half lion.
What happened to the pugly one?
Oh, that one's still here.
You have two not dogs?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Anyways,
indeed.
Speaking of odd, deformed things, is the Emperor all barnacle-y and lobster-clawed and fishy and stuff too, or is that just the priest?
I don't believe so. That seems to be restricted to those who worship the Torgarod, she says with disdain.
What do you know about Torgarod?
I know that up until Haran's failed expedition, Haran, I know, I keep doing that. Haran's failed expedition, there was no such thing as a Torgarod. EJ, you need to come inside.
What do you what is their, what are their principles, like their religion? What's it like?
Well, to be honest with you, the concept of religion is new to us. Until
I know
this
that.
Torgarod, we didn't have
they have a
beliefs in higher
code,
powers.
Or?
Of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? You need a god to have a moral code? That's silly.
No, you don't. But
I agree.
Religions tend to have very rigid moral codes.
Yes,
sometimes
they do.
Don't necessarily match with each other. So,
well, luckily we only have the one. How many do you have at your home?
Many.
And does the Torgarod cause as much trouble as he does here?
We've never heard of him.
Torgarod doesn't exist in our country.
Curious. Perhaps he goes by a different name.
We have no entities that appear similar or that have the same effects on the people. Yeah.
Then maybe my suspicions are true.
That he's not a god at all? Because that's my suspicion.
Exactly. I suspect perhaps Haran made a deal with something that has given him strange supernatural powers and spell-casting abilities and allowed him to make himself feel more important than he was before he left.
That's what I feel as well. I feel it's possible that some sort of magical effect has been put on a large area somehow.
Harangarad was once called Haran il Ipatura tot Eradar. He was a gold dragonborn and felt himself more important than most of the others.
And somehow a god came along to reflect his beliefs.
Yes, that does seem rather odd, doesn't it?
Seems very convenient.
Yes.
And very convenient how accepting everybody has been of it.
Well, not any more convenient than your arrival here.
How is that convenient?
Because I can finally talk to someone who's not going to run and hide whenever I speak of ill of this Torgarad.
I've spoken with a few people today. Few Dragonborn today.
Yes, and let me guess. The younger folk believe that the Torgarad is some kind of blessed being from the heavens, and the older Dragonborn just feel like it's not worth talking about?
Seems very similar to that, yes.
To that effect?
It's odd that there's almost like an unwillingness to consider other options.
What other options would there be? Besides,
the way things used to be.
Oh. You're referring to when we had a Council of 10 before the Emperor decided to disband it? Yes?
Yes, before Torgarad was involved, when people could choose their future.
Yes, it's amazing how much you can accomplish if you do it slowly over time.
Yeah.
Society just lets things change over time slowly until everything is warped. You see, I was on the council. I was the green representative. She kind of does a little flourish with her scales. It was a difficult job, but there were 10 of us, one of each, the primary colors, and we represented society as a whole. And then there was the sickening, where the blacks and the whites came down with some kind of debilitating disease, and many of them died, and the rest were shipped off to a special quarantine zone. And then Bura, the silver representative, had his unfortunate accident when his carriage overturned, and he was crushed by its mounts. And then,
that is convenient.
And then Dalmata the Red went missing. And after that, Dionys and Salamaga retired. And the emperors did not see fit to have them replaced.
That seems very suspicious for a council with all the different colors to not have replacements.
Yes, well, I suspect foul play.
You think?
I do more than suspect.
Everyone we talked to said that they've been told that things are better now and that there used to be fighting and things were worse beforehand.
Of course there was fighting. People had free will. There's always fighting when people have free will. People disagree.
There was fighting. A long time ago, the islands were at war with one another. But the Council of 10 was able to put to rest these quarrels between the colors and between the islands. And
Did
over
the
time, originally each of the colors had their own home island, but after the warring ended, they began to intermingle and returned to their and cross-pollinate the islands.
As it should be. as people.
And we became a very civilized people, and then this. She kind of just broadly gestures to the whole city. This relocation of assets. If you speak out too loudly against the Emperor or the Torgarod, you disappear.
So, okay, what happens if we, I mean, with your permission, of course, use this place as a gathering of some sorts for some of the people who live this way?
That's why I asked you to come quietly and alone. I can't have my.
I don't think we're ready for that.
Compromised. Yes, thank you.
We have to. There are some things we need to take care of. See if we can make some changes a little more deeply than gathering people. People aren't willing to make changes.
Not yet.
Figure out why.
No, but we have to have those first few that will be courageous enough to go first.
And the problem right now isn't courage. It's brainwashing.
So I look at the green and I say, so what do you know about that frozen island that Haran went to?
Having never been there myself, I can't tell you much. I know that Haran first discovered it on his first expedition. He had professed at one point a desire to gather all the gold dragonborn and start a new colony away from here. And he went on his expedition and he was gone for months before he found the island. He reported, he came back and told us that he was going to start a colony and began spreading his propaganda about a haven for the golds. He set up his outpost there, but it never got warm enough for farming. They waited 8 months, and it remained frigid. It was survivable, but cold, and they ran out of supplies relatively quickly, and he had to abandon his project.
I'm sure he was thrilled about that.
But
how many gold dragons returned with him?
The colony, I don't remember the exact number that went there, but it was, I want to say 13 or 14 returned.
Is that a large percentage approximately?
Maybe half.
Do they currently make up the Torgarod religion?
There are more priests now, but some of them... But of the ones that came back, were they all converts?
I don't believe they all were, but a large percentage were, yes.
When he returned, how did he sell people on this religion? Like, how did he explain how they found this god?
He would mostly perform miracles, taking salt water and turning it into fresh water, or if a child would scrape his knee playing a game, he would reach out and magically heal the wound.
We have 3 people that can do that.
Abilities he did not have before he left.
Well, those are cleric abilities.
He did not.
Warlock.
We have druids. We have healers among us. We have...
but he didn't have those abilities.
He did not.
Yeah, but you said he spent, 8 months? That's enough time to learn.
Well, not on his own, not without being gifted those powers from somewhere.
That is my understanding as well. I believe the Emperor had always had leanings. Not... I don't want to say racist, because it wouldn't be racist, because they're the same race, and colorist sounds more like an animator than it does a... But
Segregationalist.
Classist is a good one. Yeah. The emperor always had leaned toward Haran's views,
Classist tendencies.
but we had a council of 10, and so it was not.
There was balance.
Correct. But as the council people began to disappear and drop off, it became easier and easier for,
of course,
Haran and the emperor to begin to taint things. But as this happened, so too did what's his name again? Garatoga. His health began to seemingly deteriorate with every conversation with Haran Garad.
So
what we need to do is prove that Tilgarad is fake.
I don't believe the Emperor has bought in because I have not seen the physical manifestations upon him.
Before he left for the island, like his whole mission to start up a separate colony for gold dragons, was there reason for that? Were gold dragons being persecuted in some way?
There were gold dragons in all aspects of society. Some gold dragons worked
there should be.
The fishing lines.
So it was just a specific
I know
views?
This would be considered heresy to say out loud anywhere else, but not all gold dragons are leadership material.
Of course they're not.
Indeed.
Present company excluded, of course.
Our current society would have you believe otherwise.
I'm aware. And that's the things that I tried to bring up to the couple of people I spoke to today, is that, jobs fail. Some people don't work as hard. What makes them seem to be cut out for that type of work if they're not cut out for that type of work?
Myself, Megra, and Grilbo have maintained our seats on the council for what they're worth. We basically have no say in any of the discussions held, but at least for now, we're still allowed to sit there. True, but all final edicts do come from his mouth. Though he barely seems to pay much attention at meeting time.
Doesn't seem to pay much attention at any time. He had to ask what color my scales were when I was standing in front of him. Is he losing his sight?
He's losing a lot.
I
spoke to the chef once, and he's dropped himself down to just a simple meal of porridge for every meal now, so I fear maybe his teeth are going as well.
Does the Emperor have an heir?
Yes, he does.
Is it the priest?
No. He has a surviving son, but he does not live in the city that has a name.
And they haven't brought him... They haven't brought him in, even though his father is in poor health.
There has not been any public decree or outcry that the king is, or the emperor is near the end times.
You don't find that suspicious?
We can survive more than
I understand that.
He has many years ahead of him, I think. When he is bedridden, they will sound the call.
But should the son not begin learning the duties of his father?
Absolutely.
You make valid points, but it's not within my power anymore to make such suggestions.
Oh, I understand. The son, does he subscribe to these beliefs as well?
He does. Mostly because they favor him.
Right. Of course.
May I ask an odd historical question?
Of course. I like odd questions. Especially from odd folk like you.
Well, I too like odd folk. Like myself, and others and everyone. Anyway, you say there has been little fighting since the council was formed. Has there ever been war from outside the Isle?
To be honest, until you arrived, we were not aware that there was an outside.
Nobody's ever gone to explore beyond the islands?
Haran's island, and there is a chain of smaller islands far to the south. Other than that, we have not traveled far enough and returned to tell the tale.
Some have traveled far enough, though.
As is apparent.
We have had aware of a ship that left many years ago.
Yes, there were 2 vessels that have left. There was the one that left. What would it be? It would be 5 or 6 years now.
Yes.
Which I assume is the one that got your attention to come back here. There was one far longer than that.
That's the one my parents were on.
I believe before I became a councilwoman, there was one. Yes. Mostly outcasts and the less desirables were rounded up and offered that they could stay their prison time if they would instead go on a expedition overseas to find new worlds.
So they chose not to come back.
So it would seem.
And what does that say?
You know from talking to Heskar, the in Heskar Urbera de Eridar means outcast.
Right.
And there has been no interest since then in exploration?
The fact that no one ever came back led us to believe that it was a fool's errand.
Not a fool's errand, but perhaps a better.
It is apparent now.
Yes.
It is.
Although it seems the second ship. It seems the second ship may have struggled a bit since it didn't arrive until how long ago was it? A year?
Yeah, they were adrift for a year, and then they were stranded on Rivian for like another 6 or 7 months before.
That's right. Yeah. So it took them a couple years to get to us, but they've made it.
You are far away.
I feel they may have been lost for some of that time. It only took us. How long did it take us to get here? A month?
2 months.
2 months. It took us about 2 months to get here. Do you know of the fuck is my last name? Sakona name?
Would be your surname, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not know the family name off the top of my head, but you say that to Balderon, I would assume that's where you would find them.
That's a very good point. And Heskar, of course, who trained me, also survived. But I
would start in Warmstone on Balderod. It is the largest settlement.
Warmstone. Warmstone?
Yes, Warmstone. Yep.
Warmstone.
Warm, like you'd lay on if you were a lizard.
Right. Basking stone. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for that information. We need to try to do something about this, but we're going to have to be very gentle about it, I believe.
Yes,
we have leave to.
I just wanted to let you know that there is someone with your similar goals in mind inside the council.
I appreciate that. William.
I just wish we could get more.
William.
There may be more. You just have to find them.
William, do you have any name slots left on your book?
What was that?
Any slots left on your book for names?
I believe I do. Let me check.
You can erase a name and put a new name, right?
Yes, and I do have a spot.
Okay. Would you mind, so that we don't have to risk you or us by coming here, do you mind signing this book so that we can communicate with you in the future? The communication will come from my brother William.
If I sign it, am I giving you anything I would maybe not want to sign?
The only thing it gives us is the ability to communicate with you. That is all.
You will hear William's voice in your mind, and you will be able to respond to him.
It is a form of magic.
It is, yes.
Yeah. I approve this message. And there's the name. Did it?
Wow.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Wow!
A message.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Remind me to slap him like a Gibbs slap next time I see him.
Does the Ka denotes noble class. Rondo is the surname, and then Sue means female, and then Picthura is the island she's from.
See, so she's royalty. She shouldn't be
mine.
outcast like this.
Oh no, it should be Toe, not Sue. You're right. I screwed that up because I changed something, so it should be T-O, not S-U. Although, Amanda, you should be proud to know I added a third one today.
Why would you do that?
For the ones who don't want to declare their gender.
Ah, nice. Beautiful.
Figured it's 2021, man.
That's right. Get with the program.
I even have an NPC in here that has that one because I figured, screw it. Why not?
So yeah, I'll send her a mental message. Show her writing on it.
Vanril, can you make a perception check for me?
Uh-oh. We're doomed. Oh.
And a stealth check.
Oh, God. Is he still under the pass without a trace?
He's peering out the window. If she's still maintaining it.
Then yeah, 21. Okay.
She's muted, but I saw her say yes.
Yes, if I haven't been hit and it hasn't been an hour.
General, as you peer out the window, you see those two bronze guards, and they are standing with a third figure. This one is a gray-skinned dragonborn carrying a familiar style of staff. And they seem to be generally heading toward this building.
We need to go.
You don't know yet.
Did he tell us? I don't know. You're right. I don't know yet.
They might be onto us.
Okay. Do you have a back door or a basement?
I do have a back door.
May we use it quickly?
All of us? I should stay here because there are lights on. They'll be suspicious if I'm not
Yes.
home.
We should leave unless you have somewhere you can hide us quickly.
I do not have a basement. You may have to go outside.
Okay, let's leave.
We'll get her
Please, be very careful.
I'm gonna whistle. Everybody, let's go.
All right.
Don't whistle. They'll hear you.
It was a stealth whistle.
A stealth.
Okay, let's
Stealth missile.
You want
Stealth missile. Yes. Another round of stealth rolls as you go out the back door.
Man, I'm sneaky today.
These are gonna count individual, but
20. Good job, Vanril. There you go this time.
use your stealth roll unless you're staying in the house. Oh, she went
with a
in.
+7. I should be able to roll more than a 9.
You should,
but you don't.
But it's me. So.
But you are a Pitts. And
That's fair.
Incapable.
I mean, you should be happy it's as high as a 9, honestly.
All right, so a 20 is the lowest. I don't think any of their passives are anywhere close to that. I will check real quick. Oh.
Too bad the priest has an intellect.
Gotta be kidding me. There's no way one of them has a 20 passive.
No, I'm just trying to scare you. They don't have a 20 passive.
That's rude.
Okay.
Super perception priest.
I will remove the back door. There you go. You can go out the back door.
Hey, is there anyone we can talk to about that island?
Not right now. Get outside.
Too late.
Nevaeh, let's go. Oh, she's not at her desk.
No, I moved her token. I think she was getting food.
You're last but not least. Let's go.
I can't move because of the light. Jesus.
Still go towards the light.
What
Are you
are
playing?
you?
Going into these bushes. We're going into these bushes. Go.
There you are.
All right. So from the bushes, you see the three figures approach the door, and then they get out of your sight range.
Hey, Sean
And
Spicer.
you're definitely too far away to hear anything that's going on, so you don't know what happens.
So either we stay and make sure she doesn't get in trouble, or
No,
go.
we should go while they're inside.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yes.
All
She
right.
can fend for herself, clearly. She knows what she's doing.
So then you skedaddle back to the ship.
Yeah, we're gonna stealth away while they're in the house.
Okay.
William can check it on her when we get back too.
Pass without a trace may have saved your butts.
Thanks, sorry, you're the best.
You can get
I
back
know.
to the ship because your two guards are no longer tailing you, and everyone else assumes you have a tail. So you can get back to the ship. It is long past nightfall, and Osbright is asleep on the decks somewhere.
Sure.
She's like drunk, passed out.
Can we just bounce on him, like, wake up the big brother?
I mean, I was thinking about throwing him overboard, but like,
I'll help.
Done some
Can
Grab
we-
his wrist, I'll grab his ankles.
can we throw him overboard?
Fucking motherfucker.
Stealth check up.
Not if he's in full armor. Oh, that would be bad.
Stealth check up to him. I got a 21.
Yeah, his passive is
20.
considerably lower than that.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, come on. And we'll
Is it
grab his
strength?
hands and feet and throw him overboard. Strength check? Let's make a strength check. Damn it, a 12.
You throw him over and I'm just holding him because yours was so weak. He like hits his head. So he's dangling over the side.
Wait, let me cast
Upside down.
on him first.
He's fine.
So you wake up and you're dangling over the side of the boat.
Oh,
Motherfucker, what? I mean,
what if you dropped him and he hit his head on his way down and had a concussion and then
You're
just
right.
drowned?
They accidentally kill Osbright.
what is happening here?
Accidentally.
Why are you trying to throw me overboard? What is wrong
Fun.
with you?
Pull him back up on the ship.
Oh, I'm sorry. They were in the middle of a minor accident.
There are minors here.
Aye.
Where you're going?
I think
you
most
guys
of us
are
might
going to
actually
be
be
the
minors.
death of me.
I
I
mean,
can
that's
still do that if you want.
I
the
think that's a
idea. And also,
inevitability.
we are like all minors. What are you talking about?
Right.
What?
I thought we're all at least 18 now.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh yeah. Well, Amanda started the youngest because Dragonborn mature faster.
I think I'm 15.
Oh no, William was close to you, I think.
William was about the same age as me, I think.
All right.
Oh, I'm
I'm maybe
18.
15, 16 now.
So
but I
you're
don't
back
know
on the
any
ship,
better.
and you can discuss whatever you like to discuss.
All right, well, we'll fill Osbright in on everything that happened while he lazed around.
He's like, yeah, well, and he points out at the ship in the harbor.
Yep.
It's
Basically, that showed up while you guys were in the city. It's
What is it?
It's in a perfect position to stop us from leaving.
Oh,
So we
well,
can't go check out that island.
Well, I mean, we can try, but like I said, if they don't want us to leave, that ship's going to intercept us.
Okay, but if they don't want us to stay either, then why would they not let us leave?
they want us to convert. Do you notice that a lot of people asked us if we were moving today?
How many people do they have on that ship?
It's hard to tell from here.
And I think they
It
want
what?
you.
It would be probably of an equivalent size to your ship. They don't have massive warships that you've seen.
We could take them.
So, like 20 or so, or
Yeah, probably about 20 to 30 is an average crew.
That's a lot.
well, fire is a lot.
So,
always with the
is that
fire.
how close is that ship to us right now?
How far is the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty far away. It's just out in the harbor area, blocking like the general harbor.
Let's say we leave now.
Theoretically, if we cast water breathing, we could swim over to it, destroy it, put a hole in it so that it sinks, and then go around it.
Swim. I mean,
Yeah, but we can breathe for like a
What's
long
your
time.
I mean, you're.
I mean, I'm a monk, so
right.
Wait, doesn't water breathing last like
Water
an
breathing
hour
lasts
at least?
hours.
Yeah,
Or an hour at least.
would some of us just have to walk along the bottom?
Yeah.
maybe.
That's right, maybe.
Yeah.
They're underwater breeze over there, punches the bottom of the ship, and then comes back.
24 hours.
Bam!
Hell yeah.
24-hour water breathing? Damn.
And I think I have water. I have whatever. Anyway, I have gloves of swimming and stride or whatever. Swimming and climbing, so I can run on water anyway, or something like that. It's just a suggestion. If we had to get out,
Well, I mean, you could try and slip over and sabotage their boat from underneath while we slip past them. I mean, obviously we'd pick you up, but
well, I would hope
there's a way
so.
we could maybe disable their rudder or something.
I mean, if we need to leave, what's our next course of action? Are we going to go try and get to the island?
That was my suggestion right now. Is what if we left now when they're not expecting us to leave?
Right. I see two routes. One, where we stay and try and deal with the priest himself.
I don't think that's the right option.
Or try to attack whatever this thing is. Check out the island at least and figure out what's going on there.
I think the island is the right action for us.
Maybe we can cut him off from his power source.
Yeah.
Cool. I can agree to that. What's a rudder look like?
It's like a big paddle thing that kind of hangs off the back of the boat.
Usually wooden.
Yeah, like the rest of the boat.
You could probably break it.
Although these are Dragonborn boats, so they might be different. I don't know.
I mean, if not, I'll go back to the boat.
Pretty much from what you've seen.
Right, but like, do they have like 3 rudders or something weird like that? Who knows?
Right. Yeah, you haven't really taken the time to study it, but
typically it's in the back.
How does it work? Like, could I use thieves' tools to like dismantle it, or should I just bring a short sword or something?
It's probably bigger than you are.
Probably
not thieves' tools.
Pretty large.
It might be like 2 stories tall.
Should I shove something in it so it doesn't move?
Would have to be something very large.
Yeah.
I have a sword made of fire.
Bring Osprey's armor. You can shove that in there.
Yeah, that'll be great.
I mean, if we set C4 charges along its border, no.
I'm just saying, I could totally just make holes into the bottom of it.
Well, yeah, that's also a possibility.
If they don't know, and if we don't leave, they don't know what's going on, I can go do that, come back to the ship when they figure it out, and then while they're dealing with that, we can scoot.
Only your ship had a cloaking device. Oh, wait,
Seriously.
wrong game.
Seriously.
Technically, mine does.
I'm all for that plan. How fast can you swim?
Double movement, 90 feet every 6 seconds.
What does double movement mean?
For her, it means 90 feet. She can move 90
twice as fast as you. That's what it means.
I don't know what let me see what the gloves of swimming and whatever does too. Because doesn't that just make it so it's like I'm not at half movement when I'm in water?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so 90 feet a second, 6 seconds.
I feel like we need to I don't like the idea of you going alone. And
yeah, but no one else is going to be able to swim as fast as her.
Well, that's what my question is. Do we try and sneak out there with a smaller boat with a couple people in it?
No.
That way we can pick her up. She can
put
back in the smaller
trays
boat
on herself.
Right.
So how far away is it?
But that's going to be like I mean, that distance. Yeah, you're going to be gone for at least an hour or two.
An hour?
You just swim all the way out there and then all the way back?
At 90 feet every 6 seconds?
Okay, sure.
There's 900 feet a minute.
I mean, yeah, if it's like a half a mile to a mile, you can. How far can you walk? How fast can you walk a mile? Now half that, and that's how fast she can do it. You know,
how many feet are in a mile?
5,218.
80. Something like
that. Okay. How many feet in a mile?
It would take you 10 minutes to get there.
It was just a suggestion. We don't have to do it.
You can run a mile in like 6 minutes, but do you want to burn up all your energy getting there? Like,
well, it means literally nothing to me. Like, it's
right.
I mean, and if I use my action, oh no, I can't bonus action dash. I'm not a rogue.
Right.
So it's approximately 10 miles an hour.
Well, if you dash, because you can dash every action and technically move. So you would have your 45 feet plus 45 feet doubled because of the thing. So 180 feet every 6 seconds. That's disgusting, Hunter.
I don't think I can go 180 feet. It's only my action for 45, my movement for 45, and my action for 45.
Which is 90, but then the swim boots double it.
No, they just don't. They just make it so I don't have impeded movement in water.
What do the swim gloves do?
That's what they do. So if I was just swimming, it would be half my movement.
Do you have?
1.
I thought you had 2. Okay.
Oh no.
Just the gloves. It's yeah.
I thought you said there was another item like a ring or boots or something.
Oh no. I wish.
That'd be sweet.
Osbright,
be like super decked out for this one water mission.
I did not hear what Chris said.
I didn't either.
Osbright, you're a carpenter. Can you take stuff apart?
One would think.
Like,
what if I
like rudders?
What if I devised what if I devised a gadget like a wedge that you could possibly put into the rudder?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
To stop it from moving.
You would probably need to put multiple wedges in, like the whole height.
Yeah, if you're doing it from the water line, you'd have to do it from
Hey, I have a question. Does that boat look like it's awake right now?
There are people on it that are alert and moving about.
Are they watching us?
There's a lantern on the aft castle. You see the guy up in the crow's nest seems to be looking in your direction.
Gotcha.
You have to do this through spyglass to see this stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of generally looking toward the shoreline. He's not looking through a spyglass or anything, but
right.
He only has to see the boat. You have to see individual people. So yeah.
Right. So,
does the ship have cannons?
It has ballista.
I also have carpentry, so I'm thinking maybe we can work on making several wedges. Avora can wedge the rudder. Hopefully it works, and then try punching some holes in the boat.
Sure, I can.
Dura.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or I could cut it with a sword of fire. They might notice that, though.
The problem that we're going to come up, as much as I would love to destroy the boat, if we do that, they're going to know we did it, and they're probably not going to be happy when we come back. So
no, I'd like to make it not as non-aggressive as possible because we probably will be coming back.
Yeah. So, does someone want to go under and look at how big our rudder is, and then based off of how big our rudder is, make a thing to wedge in based off of that?
Would the ship's bosun or whoever is in charge of repairs know that?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, there would be.
Good point. There's other people on this boat. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bosun, the quartermaster would be able to describe to you the functionings of a rudder. But they will also bring up if your goal is to stop the ship from moving, but not look like you had anything to do with it, putting a big honking piece of wood in the rudder, they're going to find
Not
that
vital.
because they're going to be like, I can't turn the rudder. Let's go down and take a look. So they'll know somebody
Just
with it.
damage the ship.
So how about putting holes in that flat piece then?
You mean
But
the
it
actual
won't.
rudder?
But like,
wouldn't
mentioning the
stop
rudder won't damage the ship, though. That's the point.
Well, what I was just going to ask is, does someone have any, like, they freeze the rudder? Is there like a hold rudder or or
Is there a
possibly an
hold
ice
rudder
spell?
I don't think there is. Let me look at the compendium here. Hold rudder. Oh, weird. No results found. Huh.
So like, use control water or whatever it is.
Yeah, there is control water. As Jim would tell you, that's got some uses.
No, like, is there like an ice spell or something? Like, maybe you could dam it up. That way,
casting a spell is going to
what control water would do, because you can turn
casting a spell is going to draw attention. Is the problem?
Right.
Which we're trying to avoid.
Here's another question: how is the anchor attached to it? Is it rope or chain?
Chain.
That's not easily broken, so if we can get a way to get their anchor stuck down there.
Because rope wouldn't do well in water after a while.
Right.
We get an anchor stuck.
Here's another thing I'm wondering.
So, let me try to figure out exactly what you're suggesting from the DM standpoint. You want to make it so the ship can't maneuver, and then just sail right past them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to shoot at us though if they want to.
Yeah.
If they want to. Probably,
but why
depending
would
on
they?
the angle of the ballista.
I mean, at that point, then it wouldn't matter if we destroyed their ship because they attacked us first. We were just trying to leave. Like they wanted.
We have to let them attack first, though.
Yeah. But if they do.
Alright.
What do we have for weapons on our ship?
I will say you have one ballista on the front.
Okay.
I believe Jamie was firing it at the zombie ghost ship at one point.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at one right here.
That's right.
Or somebody was, I think. Trying to fire the ballista at the ghost ship a couple games ago.
This ballista right here.
It's positioned in the middle of the ship, so it can't shoot forward or backward.
No, I'm talking about the one in the front. This thing here, it doesn't have.
Oh, okay.
But this one, it does.
So here's another thing.
Oops, you can't see where I am. I'm on a different map.
Have we looked in the water? Are we sure there's not like big giant lobsters or fishy barnacles swimming around?
So you want to tame them and use them to fight the ship? No.
What is your reason for asking this question?
And I don't think barnacles are squishy.
Their god seems to be related.
Shit, that's
to
a really good point.
What if they have something in the water?
That's a real solid argument.
They had no navy. I was wondering, did they have some kind of creature under there, like some giant shark or squid?
Yeah, they probably do. Probably has like eyes that you have to collect or something.
You say no navy, but what's that ship?
No, true. And
they have
things that don't have war. I mean,
they don't have anyone to fight, but
right. But how would they have been this prepared to block in a ship? You really think that's their intention?
Should we just like talk? Are we making this like too difficult, should we just fucking talk to them? Like, go up and see what they want?
Wait. Isn't anybody on the shore that's been like, I don't know, like, is there anybody on shore right now, like, of the guard or whatever?
There's a few guards hanging around. They seem to always have a unit here now that you're here.
Right, I'm gonna flag one down.
Okay. He goes, me? Who me?
Yeah.
And then he walks over to the gangplank. Yes.
Hey, so I know that we were told to not basically overstay our welcome. If we wanted to go see some of the other islands, I know I had spoken to the Emperor about wanting to see Balderon. Would it be okay if we do that and come back?
I think so. I haven't received any orders that said you can't leave.
Okay, wonderful. We're going to be heading to Balderon soon, and then we'll be returning. If you wouldn't mind passing on that message for us.
Yeah. Sergeant! And he turns and he starts walking up the dock
right now,
toward the red Dragonborn. You see them talking for a second. He pencils something down in a logbook somewhere or whatever. And the brass guy kind of waves, gives you a thumbs up.
We're clear to go.
Oh, I'm gonna cast water breathing on us all just in case.
Smart.
The whole crew, because it doesn't seem like there's any limit, really.
Is it just people within a certain radius?
Up to 10, but I can just cast it again.
Is it concentration?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Ritual casting time 1 action. Yeah, it doesn't say concentration. You just need however many 10-minute periods per group of 10 sailors.
How many people are on our boat besides us 7?
There were a total of...
A solid 13?
14, 15, 17, 18. There's 20 total plus you, so 27.
So 30 minutes. And then we'll be...
30 minutes and then everybody can breathe water.
Okay. Let's do that while we start getting the ship ready to set sail.
Are we heading out, says the captain?
Yeah, we're not going far. Just gonna island hop a little bit.
Not home yet? This island's giving me the creeps.
Yeah, I get that completely. Yeah, we're gonna go explore another island for a bit. This is what's his name, right?
Even creepy.
This is the captain, Mitch.
The human, or the dragonborn.
No, Torga's still below decks for the most part.
Right. So I'm gonna go below deck after I talk to whoever, and I'm gonna talk to Torga and tell him that we're gonna hop over to Balderon for a while. We're gonna head to Warmstone, which is very close actually. Warmstone is very convenient.
It is not that far away.
Yeah.
What? We're not going to the creepy ice island?
Not yet.
All right. So
I just want to make sure we're not being followed before we do that.
The ship makes ready to sail, and it is after dark, but the captain's like, we can leave whenever you like. I'm not waiting for any stupid tides. And he will make sail. And as you approach, I would say as far from the ship as you can get and still be in deep enough water. You see the anchor start to rise on the other ship, and they begin to make sails. So you can assume you're going to have a tail.
Are they close enough for us to yell to?
You could.
Oh! Anything we can help you with?
Nope. Go about your business.
We are. Whose business are you going about?
Ours.
We seem to be aligned then.
Wait, so they're doing our business?
They're not a blockade. They're a tail.
And
We are doing our
and
business.
since it's 9:40, I think I will stop here as you sail to Warmstone, so that I have time to come up with some interesting people to meet there.
Nice.
All right, recording stopped. Not too bad for a